Welcome back to our third game of the day, week one, day one. Still Surfchan and Axeman here for this weighted Loss versus INTZ, where we have the re-debut of BRTT on the side of Loss. Let's go, Axeman, are you excited?
Very excited, very excited. Yeah, I can struggle my way through this. Não votaria se não fosse pra ganhar.
Let's go! I wouldn't come back if it wasn't to win.
Yeah, I think your
That's the
pronunciation
confidence level.
was a lot better than mine, but I'm not
No,
bilingual.
you did great.
So I
did
make
great.
no apologies. Zero apologies.
You shouldn't.
You're just gonna have to deal with my bad Portuguese. But yeah, I wouldn't come back if I wasn't gonna win. Love that from BRTTT. Nope. 2 less T's. He's been 3 years out of the league now, but he's coming back in. And so initially the thought that like shot through my brain as soon as I saw that he was joining the league. I was like, wait, Draven is so good now because he was buffed on the patch that BRTT was coming back in when he made the announcement, I'm going to Los Grandes. And then he got like nerfed the next patch on this patch, live patch 410. And so I'm kind of like in this space where it's like, does he pick the Draven? Does he not pick the Draven? What have they been practicing? What have they been doing in scrims and stuff like that? But then Tabs made a tweet, and Tabs was like, expect Draven. We're going to see Draven at some point. And we haven't seen it yet today so far. So if it's going to be a game, it's got to be this game. And certainly it has to be BRTT. Come on.
Or maybe he's going to be on the bench immediately because of it. We can see the crowd cheering because this is a legend of League of Legends, as they were showing out in the main broadcast. 6 championship titles to his name, BRTT. And then we got INTZ as well, coming out here with a couple of changes in the roster from last split to this one. And the wonderful Pride on their shirt as well. Happy Pride, everybody. Happy Pride.
Happy Pride, everyone. INTZ with a special roster. We'll get that roster up for you here in a little bit. But yeah, happy Pride. Really cool uniform there. You see the normal uniform, the pink one out there in the crowd. That's a cool jersey. I like that a lot. I have to pick one up at some point, maybe if they go on sale or something like that. And then we'll get the rosters up here for you in just a bit. I still, for me, the jerseys lost stands out to me with the cool. I'm not even sure what you would call it. The colorful writing there. Here's INTZ's roster here. You got Dioge there in the mid lane, which confuses me with the French guy constantly, who's on the broadcast, but very different guy. Ninja Kiwi down the bottom lane there too. Yeah, Dioge, because it's pronounced very similarly.
Yeah,
Yampy.
I understand that.
In the jungle position, you got Yups up top there as well.
Looking good. So as you said, this roster looking a little different from last split where we had Yumpy, Ninja Kiwi, and Damage. Still in the same team, but Yups coming from the... Oh, I just checked that. Hold on. Yes, Pain Gaming Academy.
Pain Academy,
and Dioge coming from Kaboom Academy. Exactly. So we got 2 Academy players getting into the main INTZ roster to round up with Yumpy, Ninja Kiwi, and Damage. Of course, let's have a look at the Los Grandes roster as well, as we have Super Clever in the top side, the contender for Rookie of the Year that we've all been talking about last split. Seas in the jungle, Envy in the mid lane, BRTT as your ADC, and Cabby as support. We saw Los sneakily getting into playoffs last split. Do you think things are very warmed up, and with this change on ADC, we got Los even more confident for this beginning of regular season?
I have like a thermonuclear take that whoever wins this split, it's either going to be a green team or an orange team. No other color. There's no red. Okay. There's no black. It's going to be green or it's going to be orange. That's my thermonuclear take. All right. Production is screaming Liberty at me. No, not Liberty. Not Liberty. Not Proximo Liberty, not this time. But yeah, I think something that has potentially gotten overlooked in the narrative here around BRTT is that the players that get to play with them are just like such a cool story as well. Cabby getting to play with BRTT, I think, is a really important storyline, and Super Clever as well, making his debut this year, getting to play with the literal greatest of all time CBLOL player, is very, very cool. You can even see like the kind of the energy on his face there when they're doing picture day, that he gets to be on this roster is such a cool thing. Very happy for Super Clever, very happy for the rest of Lost as well. But we talked so much about Los Grandes. I want to talk about INTZ. I want to talk about new management for them. I think it's a different vibe for this team. I think they got new academy talent up. I'm hoping they're feeling a lot different after a very, very bad split. Yes, no, they got the pick. It didn't get banned. Look, it didn't get banned. It's in. We literally get it. Do not pick Twitch. I will never forgive you. Yes.
Oh, goodness. Okay, so no, it was changed, Dax. I'm so sorry, no.
Come on, man. What do I have to do, BRTT? What do I have to do? Oh, man. Cammy gonna come through with the Renata pick. We still got old Skarner art, which is just blowing me away right now.
Funny.
But, yeah, we do get Callista. Callista, very strong champion in the meta right now. It goes unbanned by INTZ. So, man, disappointing.
It happens sometimes. It happens. It's still gonna come through and shine. We know that it's special because it was Hubbard. They were teasing the fans, and they decided to go for the Callista at the end. And it's important to mention as well a couple of changes for this 14.10 in that the Skarner ult doesn't immediately make you invincible. You have a little bit of a timer there, a buffer where you can be interrupted. It does allow for Skarner to connect their abilities better, but also allows for the enemy to interrupt the channeling of your Impale as well. So a couple of things that need to be thought about that also allow for, and the balancing of this also was counterbalanced by a couple of numbers in abilities that make the Skarner top lane be viable as well. So going back to the bans, we have the Orianna for the side of NTZ, with Loss going for the Varus. So far NTZ with something very, very steady, right? Nautilus, Maokai, Elia.
Yeah, good support staff and good lockup for Dioj, who I don't think needed like huge draft prio. We want to give Yups a good pick here, and I guess get Ninja Kiwi on something he could definitely carry on. I think he's gotten pretty seriously banned out there. The Varus, maybe like 6 other bot lane bans coming through, so Ninja Kiwi is back on like, yeah, ooh, Zeri. Yeah, I think Zeri's a fine pickup for him here.
Yeah, I agree. Looking for something... Okay, so you have the Nautilus already. Okay. Whenever I see a Zeri, I just love thinking about the potential Zeri with a Lulu. I just love hyper carries with Lulu, but we haven't been there in a while. The enchanters are not usually seen, aside from this Renata Callista that usually gets paired out together. Loss for the next picks go for the Vi and the Hui insta-locks, which I really, really like, indicating that the Skarner is going to be top lane, actually.
Yeah, Skarner top for Super Clever. This is something I was looking forward to all offseason. When you look at the numbers Skarner is putting up in international competition, the first thing I thought was like, okay, this is big Super Clever, big makes energy. I love it. Big playmaking up in the top side. Hugely dominant champion up there too. So I'm very, very excited to see Super Clever move into this Skarner. We got the Olaf coming up for Yups. Hey man, big academy top laner's been coming up all year long. Maybe Yups is the next big name in top lane. Would love to see him make it work on Olaf. Also, nah, I can't get on board with Lulu. It's got to be Yuumi for me. I love Yuumi.
Well, I will say, so do I. I just love myself a cat. Cats are great.
Yeah, Yumi's awesome. Yuumi gets way too much hate, but
True. Wrongfully even.
Yes, very wrongfully. Yuumi will literally give you 100,000 damage in a game if you play correctly, but I'm looking at composition here. BRTT being on Callista is massive here. He's got the Renata in his back pocket as well. Vi's going to be down there, level 2 for the gank. And you could steamroll this team if you're BRTT. And I hope he does. I hope he comes out swinging, because I'm going to be screaming all game long.
Yeah, agreed. And you have as well as we saw, if I believe I'm not wrong, in the game 1, Loud versus Pain, that we had a Talia in response for that Callista that really just gets them a little bit in a difficult terrain, of course, to get those jumps around. So I think if they can get that dominance loss in the first few moments, a few levels, that's going to mean a lot for that confidence and guaranteeing that they're going to scale well into mid-game. Because X-Men, there is also a lot of scaling on the side of INTZ with Talia, with the Zeri. They can really do it super well, especially with the Olaf going for potential split pushes or even just running you down on your ADCs. As we're getting into the Rift for the most anticipated match of the day, Lost versus INTZ, right now on your screen.
Very, very exciting stuff to start this out. No big level 1 from INTZ with the Nautilus. They're going to play a little bit slower, just like Furia did. Hopefully it goes better for them. But, again, the greatest of all time. There he is on SKT Callista. That is a very intentional choice that he would pick this skin for this particular champion. He is the 6-time champion himself, and it's just a winner's skin.
Agreed. And I really appreciate that on neither end you really have a aggressive stack. So we saw that 3-man stack there by NTZ on that top jungle, but it was to defend and now potentially move in for something. They're going to be spotted immediately, so they are aware of his super clever and C's together, which could have to deceit that one, but it's all going to be fine because we know that a rotation here on the bot side with C's going to help Cabby, and BRTT just works out perfectly.
Yeah, this is a lane swap, by the way. Ninja Kiwi starting up topside here, and the late invade is going to push C's into a position where he can't gank up topside onto Ninja Kiwi with any sort of ease. That means that it's going to be a true lane swap. Ninja Kiwi is going to be alone up topside here, scaling up as much as he can, and they're going to try and force down this topside turret 3v0. Meanwhile, excuse me, I misspoke. They're going to try and 3v0 this. BRTT should be alone in this lane as much as possible, and they leave him there. But it's on Yampy to try and break this up, and easier said than done.
For sure. Well, the purpose of the Rusty attack for Kalista, of course, is going to get defeated here by the fact that INTZ went for that lane swap. They're trying to get as much damage on the tower as possible. That EXP, as you mentioned, prioritizing it, and the gold as well. Of course, here Super Clever only comes down when they have already granted that first plating, so it doesn't split 3-way, and it allows for them to get the better pressure. On the top side, we have that picture-in-picture, very much similar in regards to damage per second on both ends, but it looks like Lost might be taking the upper hand on the second plating first.
I think they get this one. I mean, BRTT's just got a little bit more shred to him, right? I don't think you can armor shred a turret, but he definitely seems to be doing more damage. C's going to join up here in just a little bit as well.
Yeah, okay, what a commitment. So a response
I think
from
they're just
Lost
burning
here.
it.
Yeah, they are, for sure. And even with C's as well, or just around the corner, they are very safe in regards to what they want to do. Just 1 and 15 minutes away from the first Drake to spawn in this game. I really like what Lost responded to this lane swap with.
Yeah, really, just trying to burn the turret down too, right? Looks like things end up being pretty even. There's like a little bit better tempo from Skarner, but on the flip side, INTZ gets like a little bit of an angle in terms of getting back onto the map a little bit quicker. I think that might actually give them an edge on Dragon here which might prove to be more positive. But yeah, it's undeniable that Lost were just quicker on the draw to hit that turret and push that wave in.
And they controlled it really well to separate the gold distribution, as we mentioned. We're also talking about the fact that on the top side, Super Clever could go much easier because of having the TP, whereas Yups doesn't have it, running the Flash and Ghost for Olaf. As you said, just going to be priority for Loss here on the bot side. They have the Scuttle Crab. BioNTZ is trying to deny that vision and even go for a gank directly onto Cabby and BRTT. Seas is around. It could be a 3v4 trying to land that perfect hook. It doesn't connect. And damage actually makes this a whiff for the side of NTZ.
No hook there is crazy. You get the rotation over from Dioj too. He's walking back to his mid lane like, thanks, I guess I'll just lose my lane. That's cool. We'll just not land the hook. That's awesome. But I think the biggest thing here is that Ninja Kiwi didn't have to be in the bot lane with BRTT for the first 3 levels. I think if he did have to be there, he'd probably just die. And he doesn't have to be, right? He gets to level 4 for free. Now it's a much more stable lane condition than if he would have to just stay there with the greatest AD carry of all time in the CBLOL.
Yeah.
So Lost are going to get the angle on Dragon here. Damage not going to be able to make anything happen with this roam timer. And things will be slow once again on Summoner's Rift, but it's like a powder keg, right? BRTT is going to pull the trigger. Holy cow. The Rend! The Rend!
Ooh, close. Really, really close. The Ignite stacking there onto damage, but it was not going to be enough. Just enough to potentially send one of them out after this next wave. And I really like the micro decisions there by Lost. So they freeze at the perfect time to guarantee Seas to be in a good position to take Drake. They managed to take it. Now they can push in if necessary. But they're also trying to be reserved about how they do it because I don't think they spotted where Yampi was. So it's important to be safe.
Certainly Soph. Things slow again. Ooh, super clever with the moves. Like to see it. Dioj in the mid lane is getting like his introduction to the CBLOL. Welcome to the league, kid. Holy cow.
That warm
That's
welcome
tough.
we love to see.
Yeah, really. That's a really tough lane for him there. Hopefully the rotations help him out a little bit later on in this game. Yeah, I'd build Merc Dreads too, man. Don't feel bad about that. That is a lot of damage from that way.
It really, really is. And there's the Dark Seal as well on Envy immediately with the Tear of the Goddess stacking too. That last plating was also taken on the bot side by Loss, and the extra gold is going to come out huge for Kalista. BRTT gets to guarantee the Vampiric Scepter plus Berserker Boots. It's going to allow for them to kite around much more freely. Roam here from damage, just getting vision on this bot side of the map. There's still 3 minutes for the next Drake to spawn. The first 3 Void Grubs were also taken by INTZ in response to the first Drake by Loss. So things a little bit equal. Aside from this, maybe gonna get spotted by the Banshee. So nothing much should come out of it.
Nah, nothing yet. They'll get this ward down. BRTT's got 6, so they're going hunting. But they don't find anything. Cabby doesn't have that all-important level 6 yet for the big combo. Big combo move. So they'll just hold on to that for the time being. Damage is looking for a roam timer. This is how he breaks the game open for his team, but easier said than done, right? Envy has a lot of disengage.
And a great positioning too, just going out for this
bot
bot side of mid lane, just positioning well to avoid Yampi. They had vision on the river bush, but at the same time they weren't aware the damage was close, but they also knew the damage wasn't bot, so they managed to position really, really safely. Now Dioj is not in a good position. There's going to be the ball breaker going in. It connects. The damage goes in with the ultimate as well. And first blood guaranteed by Seas on the side of Loss.
Again, tough situation for Dioj, but welcome to the league. That's Seas for you. Psychopath waiting in the bush for his perfect moment, but the ultimate's really important there from Seas, and the follow-up from Envy, of course, was massive. The damage coming out of Hwei at this stage in the game is so huge. BRTT kind of like mercifully letting them keep their turret for the time being. Certainly didn't have to here. I think he's just playing off of Yampy not being on vision for the time being, but yeah, they're taking that turret down. Certainly pre-14 here for the maximum plating. Very huge performance already from BRTT on a champion. Really, I wouldn't have expected him on the Kalista Renata. Seeing them on this type of kind of typecast preset lane is really encouraging. You can see that they've been practicing stuff like this. This isn't just like BRTT has to carry the whole team with Draven every game. He's a real AD carry. He's really putting the work in and playing as a team player.
For sure, and that's what they need, because it can be something that goes a little over their heads. MV, now INTZ just waiting for their false step to go into further in front of it, and this not gonna be far enough into the lane. BRTT still guaranteed a lot of priority here on this bot side in regards to how they're stacking gold. Just around 10, 16 CS ahead, but mid lane turns into a 1v1. George taking a lot of damage. There's no flash, and
Wow.
You cannot flash that damage. Envy wins the 1v1.
Yeah, Spiraling Despair is just a death sentence at this point. Dio's hanging on to his cooldowns there, onto the Weaver's Wall. He's trying to make big plays for Ninja Kiwi and hold on to those cooldowns, which honestly I really appreciate as a fan. Ninja Kiwi is how INTZ wins this game, and he's going to need Weaver's Wall to support him in these skirmishes. So Dio's dying there, actually a really cool moment.
Agreed, especially when you have that Drake spawning and the opportunity for Yampy to push Loss out of this river. All of the vision now is INTZ's, and Yups has rotated as well, just walking
This is the
from
play.
top lane all the way. There's a TP coming out from Super Clever.
Weaver's Wall right
it's
here.
Going to connect. There's the Weaver's Wall separating the whole entirety, but there's going to be the hostage takeover, taking 4 of them at the same time, but it's not going to be enough to enable them to actually get the damage. Ultimate coming out from Ninja Kiwi gets a lot of them down, but then it's going to be traded back by Loss, and there's going to be a triple kill, and almost making a quadra for the greatest of all time. That is BRTT for you guys.
Holy cow, there's a lot of talk about this going into this split about the Fruit Ninja Kiwi. He's being a sleeper carry for his team, performing really well in scrims, and you saw the angle there, but holy cow, it just does not measure up to the literal GOAT, the greatest of all time to ever do it. BRTT with the triple kill in this fight. I cannot wait for this replay. This might be my favorite replay of all time. Everything was going well for INTZ. They had the Weaver's Wall, the separation. Everything was coming through. Flash ult from Ninja Kiwi, looking like it was going to be a pentakill for him. But look at BRTT. Spear, right, wrong side of the wall here. He's going to throw... He's going to walk by here. Spear. Yampy's dead for sure. On the rend. Couple spears there. And yeah, he rends for a triple kill. Just incredible.
It's the confidence, right? Ooh, we have his view. Oh, look at that POV. Let's go. Just marking out those spears, as you said, on the 3 of them so they could pull it at the same time. It's huge. The type of experience you would and performance you would expect from BRTT, and that really makes Loss feel comfortable with how this mid game is going to turn out. 6-1 and around 4,000 gold ahead to Loss. Shush.
Yeah, very cool moment for every member of Loss at this point, and for Loss fans in the studio watching this game. They call themselves Las Laranjas, I think. Something like that. The Oranges. Pretty cool.
I cannot confirm that, but if you say so, I do believe you.
Yeah, I think they do. I think they do.
Go.
But the Oranges, maybe? Who knows? But top turret. Gonna lose some plates now to Loss as they continue to push forward. Super Clever's down bot side. He's matching Dioge. So they've kind of moved Dioge out of the mid lane now. Big hook. I don't think this is going to matter. I think Cabby's going to be okay. Damage kind of starving for targets for one of these hooks. It really just has to be on a BRTT, but that is a very difficult dredge line.
Yeah, his super was. But at the same time, when you have the handshake coming out from Renata Glask, they've really just you think you're going in, well, I guess you're not anymore. So it's just very easy for them to survive when you already have your ADC in such a power spike. You're not really that afraid of Ninja Kiwi on just sitting on only the Bork at this moment. Of course, when we reach the 20-minute mark, the Zeri is going to be much more of a threat. But at this moment right now, that is not the case. With the outer turrets being taken down solely on the INTZ bot lane, this has to be the next priority for Lost, taking this Herald, going out for mid lane, and making it a swift transition for that Drake in under 2 minutes.
Good stuff. Good stuff for sure. Still looking for this angle. I think Yampy maybe has something with the ultimate, but it's just the vision at this point. You don't have tracking on Super Clever. You don't have tracking on C's. So you can't pull the trigger on these big engages without that vision control. They're going to lose Rift Herald here. And Lost just in total control of the map right now. Will get this top lane turret for themselves. I imagine they take Rift Herald straight mid. But we see C's pathing up to the top side. Be a little slower on this play.
Yeah, I would say so too. They could even have the luxury of just taking this one down and then going for the Herald. But I guess with Ninja Kiwi that's not going to be allowed. With just shy of 1 minute to go, this has to be a rotation from the side of Lost because Yups is going to take the objective bounty here on the bot side tier 1. There it is. The Herald is going to be pushed into the mid lane, allowing for even more space. And it goes, OP! And it's a clean takedown of the Herald and a rotation directly into the Drake.
Where are we going? Where
We're
are
just
we
going to the river. We're just going to the river. Oh, are they going to try and get... No, I thought they were going to try and get Yups. But they're just going for a walk.
They're okay. Hot take. They're like timing this so it crashes when dragon spawns.
Yeah,
That's actually a really good move. Yeah, they're just like burying it back in the lane so that it goes up and crashes when the dragon spawns here in a little bit. Yeah, I actually really like this. That was really cool. They're like saving the Rift Herald. But that does mean dragon for INTZ, but I mean you're gonna lose potentially your inhib turret at this point in return, which feels super good for Loss.
Yeah, it really does. Ooh, a nice dodge on the axe here. Gets C's a little bit more time. A Q away is going to be enough. They have popped the Ragnarok, and as you said,
yeah,
it's going to be inhib turret taken down and half of the invid. Ooh, okay, Loss, I see you.
That's wild. For a dragon, that's so tough. Also, Yups, you didn't land a single axe, my brother. Call me, dude. We got work to do. Wow, holy cow. But yeah, inhib turret for their first dragon, potentially the worst trade I've ever seen. And really, really good movement there from C's to get the Rift Herald charge off and then bury it up in the lane. To get the second assault off. Very cool play from Loss.
I really like it. I think it's the type of innovation that you want to see on CBLOL. Sometimes we get a little accustomed to the same old. This is not the case. We're bringing a same old with a brand new face. VRTC now on 2024, 3 years after retirement, is going to bring much quality League of Legends already sitting on 3-0-1, 400 gold bounty. And INTZ trying to understand what is the next course of action, because they have wards in their own jungle, but they haven't been able to really surpass that mid-river line in Summoner's Rift.
No, they have not. Speaking of mid-lines, look at that vision line established by Lost now. You're just not making your way up past that point. And, yeah, you get a nice pan over it now. You're not getting out of this box that Lost have put you in. And look, they're even pushing further, deeper in here. Now you can't make it into your jungle at all if you're INTZ. And that's a tough space to be in because you got stuff like Baron coming up in a minute. You got those camps that Yampy had been taking. He's not going to be able to get those anymore. You also have, count them, 7 wards established right there in your jungle just now. Yep. That you're going to have to cut through if you want to make it up into this jungle. Under a minute now until Baron and INTZ have got their work cut out for them.
And I think he shows a great cohesion that you want to see it from this level of gameplay. And I think Lost were maybe just lacking that in the previous split, but now they're feeling like a whole unit. And we got to highlight as well that it wasn't just BRTC that came to Lost. We also have Ray as the main coach for the team, which in this case in particular, Ray was last year the coach for Pain Gaming. So plenty of experience in that person, in that staff member. And it makes a whole world of difference. Now, looking at the game again, INTZ has conquered back some of that space. But as you said, because Lost have preemptively decided to go that route, they know they're not going to do Baron right now. They have other openings, Dragon in 2 minutes.
Yeah, they get Dragon up in 2 minutes. They get Baron up now. This would be a very early Dragon, very early Baron, excuse me. So they will likely just try and bait it out, or just try and shove mid. But somebody's got Flicker Blades. They've had this up in the lower third for a long time now. I guess that's probably BRTT, but
I would say so, yeah.
Yeah, who's got that one up? Big Kalista Renata potential here in this team fight. You see they're kind of deathballing around.
Ninja Kiwi with the Flicker Blades. Okay,
he's got them to cut fruit. He's the fruit ninja.
Yeah. Yeah, with the katanas, for sure. Now Lost having cleared vision and trying to clear some more because INTZ is trying to stand as tall as possible in their own jungle. They're not really succeeding in maintaining that control. Looking to just make it as dark as possible because, as we said, I don't think it's necessary for them to take Baron right now. But if they wanted to, it would even require taking some of the enemies down. They have the Kalista, they have the Hui, but still, you don't want to just do what Pain did in the first game. Take the Drake, take the Baron, but end up losing all of your players.
Kind of just waiting out the clock now. Lost trying to run up to the 23-minute mark. And then looking to pull the Baron. Lots of good vision set up now for them to do so. But that Kalista, they can rip it pretty quickly, even at 22 minutes. So INTZ have to be careful not to just let them go there uncontested. They know what they're up against. Yup's in a forward position.
Clever has a good front line. And going in, that's going to be immediately an impale, but only onto Ninja Kiwi and damage. Damage rings out from George on the back. Now trying to get something here. That's going to be an ultimate coming from BRTT. Still in a very healthy position. Could take them down as we speak. Trying to get something more, but it's going to be taken down. No, not yet. Now Ninja Kiwi comes out to shine, and there's going to be 3 members down with a Weaver's Wall to make it a 4th. And only C's is left standing. And INTZ can just as well take the Baron.
Huge play from INTZ. Double kill there for Ninja Kiwi to bring him up even with BRTT. They'll get this Baron on the back of the play here as well. Really nice movement there from Ninja Kiwi. Is the hype true? Is the hype real? I don't know. It's starting to look that way. But I think we'll have to see a couple more plays there for Ninja Kiwi to really decide. But he is looking much better than he has looked in the last few splits. I will say that for him. Second Dragon going to go down for C's. Take a look at this replay real quick and watch Ninja Kiwi make his way through this play. Gets impaled at the top of it, but is able to find success in spite of that fact. Dropping free damage down, ult hits 2. He gets bumped all the way back to the back of this fight, but nevertheless finds the kill in here onto BRTT after a really nice play from Dioge, by the way, who's like solidly carrying this team fight after a really bad laning phase.
Performing super well, and we know how much pressure there is for Yups and Dioge coming out from Academy in the last split, and they need to perform, they need to show results. And I think this team fight really made their way. Actually, that blast cone putting Ninja Kiwi back into their own back line was actually super good.
Yeah.
Because they were in a great position. At the end of the day, only C's survived. At least they got the Drake out of it, now sitting on Soul Point. There's a TP coming out from Doge as they're pushing here in the mid lane. Everybody on the side of NTZ still maintaining their Baron buff. Nobody eliminated at this point. Bot side, Yups is going to go for the split push. And Impale goes directly onto the Maokai, trying to get something onto Envy, but it doesn't land. The hostile takeover only on 2 champions is not going to make such of a difference. And INTZ can safely push this Nature's Grasp and a Weaver's Wall to lock them down in place. What a great setup just to finish it off by Doge and Ninja Kiwi together. That's a tier 2 taken down with 2 kills sprinkled on top.
Yeah, and this is what you're picking the Talia for, is these late game plays that you can make with the Weaver's Wall. Doge playing that role very effectively. Now Ninja Kiwi, the rest of INTZ, are able to take down this inhib turret. The inhibitor there as well on the backside of that play. But yeah, it's all down to Doge. He's making the big plays. Ninja Kiwi's capitalizing on them here as well.
Damage making a great front line, and Yampy as well, just following it up with a leeway and support they need, the enabling they need for the CC. Looking really, really good now that we are finally reaching the 25-minute mark. Late game established 4-0-3 on the hands of Ninja Kiwi. The 600 gold bounty with the Infinity Edge, the Bork, and the Navoris, plus a half item there completed already. Looking incredibly strong to rip and melt the enemy front line with that super clever and C's as well. But there's so much that can be played when you have a soul point on the horizon, just under 2.5 minutes to go.
Oh, they're setting up the death bush now. Damage and Yampy got a lot of CC between the two of them. Ninja Kiwi can really burst you down. They're not caught out on vision. I like INTZ with the vision advantage a lot more than I do loss. These guys can blow you up, and they've got control of the enemy jungle now. Very dangerous position for loss.
Agreed, and we saw a lot of opportunity coming out by loss in that top enemy jungle and having the vision, but it couldn't really connect into something positive for loss when they lost that Baron fight. Now NTZ making the most out of it, conquering the enemy topside jungle, getting even more with poke because of Doge, because of Ninja Kiwi as well, and they could even take this tier 2 down as we're coming forward. And the Weaver's Wall going to hit. Cabby is isolated. Maybe you're going to go for the Vault Breaker forward, but you don't want to be too advanced, too dangerous, too reckless. And there's going to be damage coming in with the Nature's Grasp as well to follow it up. Impaled just at the very last second, but it's still going to be taken down. And INTZ comes out on top with a 2-for-1, and they could even push further.
Yeah, they could push for more there. They don't have the wave, so it's going to be difficult to take that turret, but they'll reset with what they got. Dragging up in under a minute now. That's soul for loss. If they can get back out onto the map, they'll be able to get that soul down. Chemtech soul is really going to help them out come back into this game. And it's a must-have at this point for loss to get this Dragon Soul. They're starving for advantages at this point in the game, with Ninja Kiwi being this strong on the map right now, having the Infinity Edge, having LDR, having the Flicker Blades. It's huge for them right now. So having that Kentep Soul is really going to change the game for loss.
It really will. Having that power to melt down or to survive a little bit longer is going to be super necessary. And now loss, trying to get some of that space back in the top side of the map. That Baron is going to be spawning in just 30 seconds to go, and INTZ making sure they have full control over the enemy jungle. Not even a space to be seen on the side of loss, trying to gather some of that potency back that we saw when BRTT got the triple kill. Becoming a little bit slower on their push. INTZ now melting this Drake, denying the soul point. Yeah, not even going to be contested.
Yeah, totally uncontested. Can't really leave your base, can hardly leave the lanes. At this point, you don't have any vision control or map control or anything like that. They're going to face check. Super Clever's just going to burn.
Yeah, they are. There's nothing to do about it. Ninja Kiwi goes in.
Wow.
The Ninja's Grasp even gets Seize just as a collateral as well, and a double kill goes to Ninja Kiwi, making sure to show that their composition scales well. This hyper carry on the Zeri is just doing wonders. Now going out for this Baron, they have the numbers. 5v3, not even a possibility to contest it. INTZ guarantees the Baron themselves.
Against all odds, 2024, somehow the year of the Kiwi. Would not have expected this one after split one. But hey, here we are, 7-0-4 into the GOAT, into BRTT himself. This is just a new Ninja Kiwi. Completely different guy in my mind.
Definitely. I think the stance that we're seeing here from Ninja Kiwi Doge is just incredible. And in particular, those Weaver walls have been just incredibly good. Of course, with the Talia being the absolute denier of BRTT, having that impossibility of dashing around on her rocks. Man, what a difference does it make when they actually land those and a good Weaver's wall. It's been incredibly good for setups, especially when you have damage and Yampy to come back up and make sure that the CC layering is going to be there. INTZ is just setting things up perfectly for Ninja Kiwi.
It really is. Yeah, Ninja Kiwi's getting these perfect plays coming through here, too. The ultimates have been really effective for him, which is nice. But, oh, man, they're pushing in Weaver's Wall. Going to cut off Super Clever and Seize, who steps forward for some reason.
Yeah, and Stasis has to be popped by Doge, but it's going to be instead Seize who gets taken down. But a lot of those cooldowns have been wasted. Yups, pushing out here in the mid lane. There's the Baron minions to help it up. And they are going to stay separated on a 4v1 configuration. Taking down that tier 3. Inhibitor is going to be next. And just waiting for the minion wave to arrive in the mid lane to guarantee the same as well. Things are looking pretty sealed for INTZ.
There's no way BRTT loses his debut game. There's just no way. I mean,
yeah.
To INTZ...
Well, there is a way.
Yeah, apparently this is the way. Ninja Kiwi totally ran over loss.
And this is a coordinated win as well, isn't it? Ooh, getting close. You're going to have to use your ultimate coming out there. There's a depth charge onto BRTT, having to flash away. Yups is in the front line. He's trying to get them out. But now they have the Baron minions. The wave has been pushed. Topside also joining. And when you have all inhibitors down, how can you get out of this?
It's got to be spiraling despair onto Ninja Kiwi on a big engage from him. It's just tough from Envy. Envy hasn't found an angle on Ninja Kiwi once yet this game. He's dumping it onto the front line, onto Yups.
Oh, wow.
There we go.
Oh, wow. Directly with their ultimate goes to on top of Ninja Kiwi, but Ninja Kiwi is just going to kite the fight as easily as that. BRTT can't do anything. And that's going to be them taken down with only 2 members remaining. That's INTZ wrapping up the first day of Split 2 with a win against Loss.
I cannot believe it. Yeah, Academy player diff, man. Don't know how else to say it. Promote players from Academy. No hate on BRTT. Did very, very well this game. But, yeah, tough game from Envy. Tough game from Seize. And an excellent performance from Ninja Kiwi, the Fruit Ninja himself. Wow. I'm honestly speechless. Very, very speechless that Ninja Kiwi's finally getting the flowers he's deserved for so long. But tough to watch him do it into BRTT. That's a rough
to happen
one.
At some point or the other.
Yeah, I guess that's the case. Yeah, he wasn't going to win every game, right? But certainly the first game, we thought we'd have a little bit more. Going into this one, all I really knew about BRTT and the Scrim Bucks was that Hank has been like keeping up with them in the off season, and he ranked BRTT 8th amongst the AD carries. I thought he was crazy. Sov thinks he's crazy. I don't think I have necessarily changed my mind after this one, but Hank also 4x4 also had Ninja Kiwi fourth, and I'm definitely getting that. Definitely getting that
Okay,
now. Ninja Kiwi
one.
looked awesome.
Oh my god, I agree. And I will say, like, the coordination coming out from INTZ, it was very polished. I think rotations were good. The decision immediately go for that lane swap to deny the pressure that VRTT would have with the Callista in the first few levels, especially with C's as the Vice adding them up, is just really good read and really good coaching as well. Because, of course, they decide that when they are in draft. And I believe that although the response was good from Loss in how they got the pressure in the bot side with this lane swap guaranteed into a lot of gold from platings, still it didn't really connect when in the mid game there wasn't much range for BRTT to be close in that fight. So you had that one triple kill, and after that there wasn't room. They had Doge performing incredibly well on that Talia. You had Ninja Kiwi on the Zeri doing super good as well, and in a much wider distance, which I believe, especially with the setups, with the Maokai, with the Nautilus, just really connected better than the composition for Lost.
Yeah, no, it's a great read there, 100%. So, love the lane swap. I think that was really, really cool. And looking forward to INTZ having a much better split. Holy cow, do they have they ever earned it? But two very good teams. I think that was an awesome game of play. Our match of the day for sure. We got a couple more coming up for you, so stay tuned for those, and we'll get into the action just a little bit. So,
yes, we will. Our next match will be Liberty versus Kaboom. So while we get those things ready, stretch your legs, get some water, don't forget their hydration, and we're going to be right back after this short break. welcome back to Game 4, Day 1, Week 1 of CBLOL Split 2. I'm still Soshan, with me still X-Men87, and yeah, we be fighting because this last game, we were expecting Lost to come out on top, and then, I mean, at least you and I, and then INTZ showed us. They showed us such good gameplay.
They sure did. INTZ was here to surprise today. Hopefully they continue that dominance. Love seeing INTZ on top. The sleeping giants have awoken, and the Fruit Ninja is here to claim his day. But we got another matchup up for you here now. It is Liberty, Proxima Liberty, and Kaboom. Go Kaboom, I think is the hashtag. So easy to remember. But yeah, I got Kaboom up here for you in a little bit. Liberty looking to have some success where last split was a little bit lacking in spite of like their best efforts, right? I mean, Liberty was so exciting last split.
Yes, I agree. I think that Makes on the top side was really making things much more interesting. We had them rivaling together against Super Clever on Lost as Rookie of the Year, at least in our books. So a lot of things to be seen. I think Kaboom was doing so good in regular season, and then they were slightly dropped down in the leaderboard when it came to going into playoffs, with VKS taking the top of the standings. But still, Kaboom was out there as top 4 from the beginning of the split, I would say. And this is a game that we can see going either way, really, because we saw Liberty picking up a pace completely different from what we saw in the first half of Split 1 that could be carried over and perfected, as we saw with many other teams today.
Yeah, 100%. Would love to see Liberty succeed today, especially Makes. I mean, I feel like Super Clever, we saw have a weird game today. Would really like Makes to continue the upward trajectory. I don't want it to be a one split wonder. Really want him to continue through that, even without the Udyr. Hopefully, he's got a good Skarner, or a better Skarner than Super Clever's at least, and maybe we can get some value that way. But yeah, looking at big Kaboom plays here too. We get the rosters up for you just a little bit. I think we're starting with Liberty roster. What do you think? Liberty roster? We start with the Liberty roster. I think Liberty roster. What do we think here? Yeah, it's the Liberty roster. There you go. It's Makes. Wait a second. That's not Makes.
I mean, it kind of is, isn't it?
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's true. That's true. That is what Makes looks like most of the time. You got Drake Hero. You got Pilot still in the bowling jersey. Not sure about that one. You got Mikau and Cavallo down in the bot side, too. In 4x4's ranking, Mikau was dead last. That's unfortunate. But Drake Hero and Cavallo had some pretty good positioning in those rankings there as well. Of course, Makes up there, too. But on the flip side, we got Kaboom coming up for you here. And Kaboom roster, a little interesting.
Yes, it is. We got Lonely in the top lane, Malrang in the jungle, Beto in the mid lane, Netuno and Sales in the bot side. So change here would be Beto in the mid lane, which is, oh yeah, interesting, because we rated how that was the mid lane last split for Kaboom pretty highly. So what happened here? Oh.
I don't know. Is like Betal like e-subbing? Does anybody know that's what's happening here?
Good question.
Because it definitely should be House, right?
Yeah, I'm confused. Yeah, I think we're having subs coming here because I have Beto actually signed as top laning sub.
Yeah, Betal is definitely a top laner, so it should be Lonely out, Betal in, and I'm like, it's got to be House mid lane. I don't know who else. Unless something terrible, and potentially something terrible has happened to House. I'm so sorry if that's the case.
It hasn't.
But yeah, someone just said House is literally on the stage, so that's my bad.
Okay,
House is good. House is okay. Don't worry. House is totally fine. We do have confirmation. House is safe. Yeah, that was a backstage problem. That's fine, though. Betal, he could probably play mid lane if he wanted to. But Lonely is out. Betal is in. How do we feel about Betal? I have mixed feelings about Betal in for Lonely.
I have mixed feelings as well. So Betal coming out from Kaboom Academy, and I'm I don't know. I just wasn't really convinced by Lonely in their performance. So maybe just a fresh start here, having a new player would be good. So I don't have strongest feelings about Betdown really. The fresh start is always good for a team that wasn't seeing that much success in the specific lane.
Yeah. Yep. I'm with you there too. My mixed feelings about Bitao are Bitao shouldn't be on this team, and I could really go for a Taquito right now. Those are my mixed feelings. So not super conflicting feelings, but definitely mixed. I think Liberty's got a good angle here. I think they could take this game off of Kaboom. I think Kaboom are the better team, but I think Liberty is in striking distance. We'll have to see if I'm correct about that moving into this one. We got a predictions graphic. I predicted probably Liberty, right? I assume I'm the only one.
It's true. That's on brand. We'll see if that's the case. Be, man. And
wow.
There you are.
Hey, okay. I'm in good company. Hey. All right.
Okay, so we got yourself, RMC, and Rose in production today going for Liberty, while myself, Solari, Trajan, and 4x4 are going for Kaboom. But to be fair, with my astonishing 100% lose rate in predictions today, I feel like you might have the upper hand on this one.
I kind of feel bad for Rose, because Rose saw that Bitao was in for House. And Rose is like, well, it's definitely a Liberty victory. Why would they sub a House out for Bitao? Unfortunate. At least RMC's on my team, though. Let's go. RMC and I inting the predictions since day one. Good stuff. I would rather be at the bottom with no one else than RMC. But we're punching up. We're punching up. It's going to be fine.
Oh, yes, it will. To be fair, I am having a much different start on predictions compared to what I had last split, so you might as well be at the top this time. Who knows? Who knows? Yeah. It's very possible. And to be fair, with how much I've been surprised today with the rosters that I wasn't even expecting to take an upper hand against some of these teams, and the fact that they have, well, I think they are cooking. They are getting things new on the menu, and it's working. It's tasty.
Got some weird mango stuff on the menu, with coleslaw. I think that's what's going up on the menu. We got a draft for you here in just a little bit, folks. We'll see. But finally get that Draven game. There's just no way. I think. Who's got a Draven here? Mikau? No. Netuno? Maybe Netuno. Netuno could play Draven. Yep, that's what I'm gonna base my happiness off of. Is Netuno playing the Draven here? No? Not happening? Okay.
That is my not very convinced sound, I would say.
Ow. It's a good champion. It's a good champion.
Man. Okay, we got the updated.
It's House. There he is.
There we go. So Betdown top lane in place of Lonely and House in the mid lane. Alrighty, that's the difference from what we had last split. And so far, Tristana, Corki, Rakan banned on the side of Liberty. Varus, Skana with the old splash art, and Senna also banned on the side of Kaboom. The B1 for Liberty and Pilot specifically, that's Talia.
Yeah, we got Talia for Pilot coming up quick here. Big playmaking for him. Lucianami for Netuno and Seos, which firmly kills my Draven dreams. Mikau, definitely don't pick Draven.
No. It doesn't happen.
No, that's not gonna be a thing. No, dude. Hey.
Oh, they did it! Oh no!
No way. Oh no.
Oh my! Of all the teams and players and matches that we had today, it is Mikau. Mikau is the first player of CBLOL to pick
Just give me a second.
Raven in the second split. And how are we feeling about it is right there represented in images on your screen by Axeman.
Please remake the draft.
Remake!
If there's any way we can remake the draft. All right. Hey, I'm not gonna be a hater. I'm not a hater. I'm a cool guy.
Cool.
Hey,
Cool.
Draven Nautilus, hey, that's a great lane. Into Lucian Nami, it's gonna be really good stuff. Bad things are happening over here. I just got struck by lightning or something.
Yeah,
Ari's
I
coming through
guess
for
so.
House. House with the pick potential is just gonna eat the Straven alive. Ooh, it's not gonna be good. But we get the Darius ban coming through from Makes. He won't have access to that one. The thing with Draven is that it takes really good positioning, and you have to constantly reposition in team fights. And I don't think Mikau can. But I don't know. I don't want to be a hater. I don't want to hate. You know.
It's hard to believe. It's not like we hate. It's hard to believe when we've seen the performance that we did in the first. So it's interesting to say the least. So we're focusing here on jungle right now. So Liberty takes out the Zinzao and Sejuani from Malrang. We know that Malrang has a main Lee Sin, and having engages like this, like the Vi, doing a lot of damage and level 2, level 3 early ganks. So that's going to be the case, locked in. And kaboom, the final bans were the Viego plus Darius, as it is expected that Darius is out from the hands of Makes. And whoa, yes. That's a Bel'Veth and a Cassante locked in to round it out for Liberty.
All right, I'm back on board. Drake Hero Bel'Veth has got me back on board. This comp rocks. That's awesome. Betal on Gwen. Nope, forget about it. Don't care about that. It's gonna be fine. We're totally okay. I'm still concerned about the kind of like core 3 here. The bot side 3 with Melrong on Vi, Netsno and Seos being on Lucian Nami. I think that's really, really dangerous. And Mikau has the potential to throw that lane away. But Bel'Veth in this jungle position with the playmaking from these 2 solo laners, I think is really, really good for Liberty. I think that they can cook with this. I also think there's just a possible... Look, I haven't seen Mikau play since the end of last split. Maybe he's got it together. Maybe he's got the hands back. He's talked to whatever witches, elder gods, forest spirits, whatever he's got to talk to get the hands. Maybe he's talked to them and he's got them back.
It's very possible. And as an overall perspective as well, we have Liberty with the composition, as you said. It has to be very well executed here in the bot lane because of this, kind of disbelief that we've had about Mikau from the last split. Or you also have the playmaking in the solo lanes that even shuts down and disables plenty of the style that you have on Kaboom for the movement speed and the dashes around with the Vi, with the Lucian, with the Ari. That pilot on the Talia can just disable immediately. So we're looking at a composition that can be very, very well executed, but the pressure the Kaboom has in the early game is astonishing, and it could be snowballing potential.
Yeah, it could be. It really could be. I would expect that anyway. Always the danger with the Draven that you give up a big kill and let him proc his passive. But with Lucian Nami, man, I don't see that happening. I think that they're gonna be plenty safe. Maybe you're just picking the Nami consistently with the Nautilus. That could be an issue there, but I'm loving these establishing shots of the Rift.
It's so
Very
good.
cool stuff. Yeah, really nice. Really nicely done. We'll see if there's a level 1. I think the Nautilus level 1's pretty big here. Bel'Veth also very strong at level 1 there too with the 4 Qs. So there might be some fireworks here. Yeah, we see some stacking. Cavallo.
Very interested. The power spike you have, of course, just by having the hook. You get sales. Ooh.
Oh.
And the Dodger Rooski is gonna be there to keep them safe. But they were looking for what you said, X-Men. Just nailing down the Nami could be the path to go.
It could be. They're going to look here again. No, I'm not going to find that Nami. That is a tough Nami to crack. That's Seos. Has a couple championships with Loud. I think he might have 2. Maybe 3.
Yeah, I think 2 for sure. No,
2 for sure.
About the 3rd, yeah.
Maybe 3, but one of the best supports in the league for sure. I remember watching him at Worlds last year. Incredible play on the Rakan.
Oh, yeah. You know who else is incredible playing the Rakan?
Not me.
I was gonna say you.
No, not me. I'm
No,
not
we
good
had a
with
great
car.
time. Come on.
Why is Makes here?
Well, good question. Okay, so I would say,
What?
what?
Yeah, no,
Yes,
what?
exactly.
Oh, they're invading. They're invading. But why is Makes there? What?
Very interesting. Trying to, oh, okay, getting the hook here, plenty of damage that can go onto Zeus, trying to get the extra deck speed with the Hail of Blades on this Draven, and actually took plenty of damage back. And Beton using the time to peacefully, steadily, and slowly freeze and take down the farm. Incredible. Okay, this might be actually coming to fruition.
Makes is just what? We're just
It's an
diving.
interesting play. It is going to be a dive, and a TP to follow it up. The first blood goes to Cavallo. There's a ignite taking, and Makes also very, very low.
Insane.
But, okay. Scripted. That's what I say. This is scripted. Very nicely done. All right, I like it.
Yeah, I mean, I guess.
I think
he loses.
it's weird, but it worked.
Yeah. Did it? Makes it still level 1. I don't know.
I mean,
they got
but,
first blood. You're right. They got first blood. They got
They
first
got first
blood.
blood.
That's right.
Beton doesn't have TP because they TP'd bot, and now they can just get the farm back. Right? It's fine.
Maybe you can get the farm back. He's still level 1 though. Here's the replay. We have sacked the top lane for this dive. Cavallo ends up getting this first blood, and they get it onto, I believe, the Lucian, and that's got to be either an E. No, he doesn't have E. He's level 2. So maybe Ignite. Yeah, an Ignite proc kills Netsuno there. That's kind of unfortunate that Mikau isn't able to get it down. But, I mean, how many first bloods are we going to see from Nautilus is this split, right?
Yeah,
That's,
right.
that's just how it goes. But, okay, so that was the play. I don't know if it was the best. It was definitely well rehearsed, and it was successful. But that certainly is one of the plays of all time.
I think it was an interesting one, X, because as we said, like, you force the TP down from Beton. Okay, there's a rotation here from Malrang coming out from the bushes. No vision. And just finishing it out my argument there, you basically take the worst moment for Mix in the early game against Beton. You just nullify it because you're not in the top lane. Okay, taking some damage, trying to force it back, baiting it because Malrang is around. But Liberty's not falling for this one.
Big point as well, we didn't really touch on this, is that they had been invading Malrang to get that position, and it looks like the CS difference between Batal and Makes is more than made up by Drake Hero. Drake Hero's up like 35 CS on Malrang right now, which is crazy. That's like a full clear. Up on a Malrang, and he's still invading him too, which is pretty unheard of post season like 13. So pretty cool that he's able to do this.
Ooh, almost being able to.
Ooh, and a control
really
ward.
back half.
Nice. He's gonna get the
Close.
control ward too. That's good stuff. And the
Yeah.
gank. Come on.
Yeah, no,
It's
I don't
free.
think they're gonna fall for it. There's no way.
Get the little
Yeah,
gank
I
already.
like it, you know, because as you said, it makes out for the farm, it makes out for the summoner spells used, it makes out for the fact that you can go to the top side because you have that Belveth scaling pretty hard. Now going out, trying to get that knock up with the Belveth doesn't really land, and Beton's going to be safe for the moment.
Yeah, Bitao is immune. But Drake Hero is not giving up yet. He's going for those Krugs. Malrang is left just soloing up the dragon, something that really slows junglers down here in the early game. I don't think this is a good move for Malrang. You're trading your jungle camps, you're trading grubs for this play, and it just takes you a long time to work your way through this dragon that could be spent doing other things. I mean, Liberty's bot lane is pushed way up here. He could be catching up in CS, but it's just not very much value for you to get. I'm looking at where Drake Hero's pathing. He's pathing straight into this lane. He's going to look for Krugs. And then potentially, I had expected him to reset and go back up to Grubs. But it doesn't look like that's what he's doing. I think he's perma-clearing, just trying to scale
Of course, I think when you have decided for your early game to be as different as it has been, and you have been taking such advantage of those enemy camps anyway, you can just power farm. Oh my god, look at Legolas! That has to be the stadium where we're gonna be hosting the finals in September. Pretty fun stuff. But yeah, I think I'm in agreement with you in regards to was it a good move to go for the Drake? But at the same time, the fact that it was an Inferno Drake maybe makes up for it because you have Vi and Lucian who really benefit from this early little damage spike. Even House as well here in the mid lane, now level 7. So maybe it's good, but not that much, right?
Seems good to me. Drake Hero takes the grubs. Look at those grubs go. Grubs, grubs, grubs. I don't think does he get form off the grubs?
I think so. Ooh, nice. That's a charm, cleaning it back with the hook as well, but now Cells is around to get their healing in. The Spirit Rush is still with 2 procs to be held. Going forward with the Q as well. Drake Hero is there form to make it a 3v2. No hills to be spoken of.
Does he get the Void Rush passive too, or no?
I was actually thinking yes, but maybe just from taking one in the rotation. We'll see.
Ooh.
Now there's a flash forward, actually forced out of Drake Hero, and they're going to be taken out. The 3 Void Grabs were already confirmed by Liberty, so then there's nothing much for them to focus on this top side, aside from Marang just clearing out their red.
Yeah, it's an important kill, I think, in Drake Hero off the map to give Malrang an opportunity. Takes Netino for a ride. Holy moly. Buried him alive. Wow.
Yeah,
I mean,
sure.
why? What is Makes doing in the bot lane again?
Yeah, well, I think we had that rotation from bot lane.
Wow!
Minutes ago, maybe?
Mikau is stomping the lane. So if I didn't even see that, what? No, I don't care about this replay. Look at the CS numbers when we get back. Holy cow! What?
Yeah.
Mikau Draven God? What?
Maybe.
Maybe. I do care about this replay a little bit. I think he could have dodged the bubble with a Q. I don't know if he was stunned by something or what, but disappointing death there from Drake Hero.
I think it might have been a charm, maybe?
Yeah, it could have been the charm.
Yeah.
Definitely a case of Kaboom saying, ooh, Drake Hero, when I catch you, Drake Hero.
Yeah. Yeah, and at the same time, as you said, those ADCs have been accumulating quite a distance. Pilot. If they step up a little too far here in the mid lane, there's no vision of Malrang. They have plenty of vision in their own jungle, as Drake Hero and Cavallo are around, and because of that lane swap you mentioned, Mikau in the top side, and makes that had to be forced out to the bottom. Makes for a lot of room to invade.
So if Mikau is juggling axes, like actually juggling them.
Maybe
like
this
on
is what
stage
we were
right
missing
now.
from him last
Yeah,
match.
this is what we're missing. Smolder? Where was the Draven, dude? Come on. Look at him go.
Oh, going out, and a lot of damage raining onto House. That electrocute as well, popping it back onto Pilot, but not nearly enough. And, both of them have ultimate, so it could have been something with but little mana and no knowledge of exactly where the enemy junglers are. It's better to be safe than sorry.
RMC is going to be in the chat in a second and be like, Mikau is the best Draven in CBLOL. Thanks, RMC. Thanks or nothing. Nah, I don't think he had a Draven before this. I think he's just been practicing.
Yeah, I would say so. And it's interesting as well because, look at this, okay. So it's just Mix taking down Netuno. It's a Cassante killing an ADC. What's special about this? Tell me.
I mean, the skin's pretty cool, but also,
I agree.
yeah, why was he there? Why were either of those players there? I don't know. Lane swap, I guess, is what what happened there, but I definitely wouldn't have been expecting that if I was Netino.
Yeah, they had been lane swapped for a while, but gotta be aware of course.
I guess,
Asante
yeah.
copy pasta.
Like Makes is coming into my lane right now. I need to
Yep.
vacate the area. But no, I got caught out pretty hard.
Yeah, they were. That's what happens with ADCs against top laners. Is usually what happens. But yeah. Let's have a look at the score overall because it's pretty close in regards to gold, pretty close in regards to kills. But we are just merely 12 minutes into this game with the second Drake already spawned and the last 3 Void Grubs also on the Rift. The priority here has been the bot side and maybe being able to catch these 2 off guard, but they have been spotted by their Pinkwood, House, and Malrang trying to get a cheese with their bot lane in the mid lane. No, they're not even going to do it. I thought they were going to maybe try to cheese them here in the river, but it's just going to be the Drake given away. Pilot could be in trouble, though.
It could be. The Goon Squad.
Oh, yeah, and the flash forward immediately countered out, but the ultimate still connecting.
Wow,
They're trying to get the damage back. Drake Hero could be it. It is it. And flashing forward and healing out massively is going to allow them to stay safe. But the charm lands. The Q with the damage back is there, but they don't have enough at this point. Cavallo, though. Just warning them away.
I got you. We got great stats coming to you from RMC. The last time Mikal won a Draven game, get this, I was still in high school. It was 2015, split 1. So a long time ago, almost 10 years ago.
Wait. Okay, this replay is very straightforward. I have to ask a question. I'm older than you?
Potentially. I'm very young. Famously, but Drake Hero, big kill here. Yeah, famously young, Axeman 87. Very, very young. I don't know. What point am I making?
Not born in 87.
Mikal does not have a Draven. He hasn't had a Draven in 10 years. This is miraculous. We're watching a miracle.
Yeah, and speaking of people that actually play on the Draven, the stat for the BRTT Draven is played 14 times, only losing once. That's the level. So that's why we were expecting and hoping and wishing for the Draven in the previous game, but it didn't happen. It came right now in the form of Mikal, who hasn't played a Draven in 10 years, but it's okay. They're keeping themselves 1,000 gold afloat, right?
Woo. Well, Colin comes out here. It's going to connect with Mikal a little bit, but yeah, looking at BRTT's like win-loss on Draven kind of helps me understand why he didn't pick it. I probably wouldn't pick the champion too much either if I had a ratio like that, because I got to protect the ratio, right? I mean, I don't want to lose games for no reason on Draven when I'm 13-1, almost undefeated. Yeah, so I don't know. Maybe that makes a little bit more sense, but that's just fine. The thing about the Draven, as good as Mikal is doing with the CS numbers, you do have to get a kill at some point, or it doesn't really matter. Like you don't get any of your passive gold without a kill. You don't get, or is it a takedown? Can you do it with an assist? I don't think you can. I think it has to be a kill, but
No, I think it is a kill, yeah.
I'm sure somebody will tell me in chat. But I'm pretty sure it has to be a kill at some point to convert that gold. And if you never get it, I don't think you outscale Lucian. I think Lucian just takes you down at some point. So we're not necessarily at dominance levels with Mikal yet. He's just having an okay Draven game.
Yeah. Going out here with the tidal wave is going to catch Cavallo. Oh, with the charm over the wall as well. Isn't even going to allow them to escape with their flash. And, well, Kaboom is trying and succeeding in at least catching people off guard. So I'm missing some of that action coming out from Liberty because, as you said, you need to get kills to get that extra value on the Draven. So far, you're just sitting on the money.
Yeah, I think he has poor stat growth or something too to compensate for it. So if you don't get a kill, you're actually suffering. I believe is how that works. Rift Herald being taken down now. Liberty slashing through that one. And that'll help them break open this middle lane that they've been having so much trouble with. Down bot side, yeah, show us down bot side. I have a feeling Makes is about to do something terrible to Beatao. So let's take the camera down here. Beatao, he's got Ghost. He's got ult up. Maybe not. I mean, Beatao's up the level. He's got Riftmaker.
Very important to point that out. And speaking of power spikes, when you have taken that Herald as well for the side of Liberty, really enables Drake Hero in this mid to late game. So see if we're finally going to see the action coming out from the Bel'Veth and the damage that you would want to see. 14 seconds for the next Drake to spawn. It's a Hextech Soul that will be in the map for the rest of the game, and the Herald that has spawned by the side of Liberty to just get even more value out of this mid-rotation pay. And they're going to go directly into the tower, and Cavallo might pay for it with their lives. Just one auto away, and Baton takes the kill themselves. And the tower doesn't even go down exactly. It doesn't look that great for them at the moment. Makes manages to escape, but at this point, they don't have priority for Drake.
No, they really don't. And they're also 4v5. I gotta say, I don't really know what the Rift Herald crash there was for. I think with Nami being on the enemy team, you just like guaranteed lose whoever gets in the Rift Herald because they get insta-bubbled. But yeah, and you're dropping Rift Herald to threaten Dragon, right? Well, they didn't get the Dragon either. Makes me kind of wonder what the Rift Herald was, right? That's a pretty tough Rift Herald to drop there. I mean, like you said, they didn't even get the turret. So, yeah, pretty confusing there. Pilot maybe picked?
Yeah, definitely going over the wall. That's going to be a tidal wave to get them out too. Very, very close. Pilot still escapes, but it shows how much control Kaboom has over the enemy jungle. And as you said, maybe the timing on the Herald was a little bit off. I think they should have gotten for a little more control and vision for the river, and then pushed out the tower, maybe dealing a little more damage on the tower to guarantee the takedown, for example.
Yeah, also, you don't have to jump in the Rift Herald. You just leave it, too. Like, it'll do its thing. And you can transition into the river and then play for the objective, but none of that happened.
No, but a hook happened here, dealing damage onto Malrank, but they can heal quite a lot because of cells around, and that's going to be Cavallo down with the ADC as well.
Wow.
Mikhail, it doesn't look like your Draven is going to be stacking those stacks. With a triple kill for Beton.
Yeah, you're right. He loses most, if not all, of his stacks there off of the death. That's really tough for Liberty. Kind of a silly misplay too, right? I mean, we're pushing up too far for a mid-outer turret. That's such a mental error. I feel like it kind of harkens back to what we were talking about with the positioning issues we had with Mikau, who apparently has a good Draven, but still has those positioning issues he's had with any champion he plays, and he gets caught out here. And the punishment feels that much worse on this champion. Here's the replay for you. You're just up way too far, right? Like, the teleports come through, and yes, they double teleport him to make the play. But, like, also, what are we pushing for, man? Like, what's the goal here? For the mid-outer turret, we're all the way up in the lane for that? I don't get it. That doesn't make a lot of sense to me, but... looked like Mikhail almost died again there in the mid lane from something. He's going to take the reset now.
And it's interesting as well that even though that was the case, there's still pretty much even gold. And it's just balancing itself out because of the 1.8 thousand that you have for Beton ahead of Makes. But at the same time, you also have Drake here with the same amount, 1.8 thousand, ahead of Malrank just on like CS alone. Like 70 CS is just how much we saw Drake Hero having that dominance in the early game in regards to rotation.
Love that dominance from him.
Yeah, the dive is coming through. Makes you up 1 for 4, outnumbered. Still alive for some reason, and still maintaining themselves alive and baiting out that tidal wave just to confirm the rest. But the problem is, all of that effort, all of those resources, and Liberty didn't get anything around the map.
Nope, nothing. They got nothing whatsoever. and they're starting to choke out from it. They're down 1,000 gold, but this will be the power play for Kaboom if they can get the Baron, and that gold lead will expand. Mikau does not have a way in.
X-Men, it might be confirmed right here. Drake here is a little bit far away. They're going to get engaged right now, and Malrang actually gets taken down instead. So this attempt backfires on Kaboom, and the Baron has been reset. Maybe they're going to even push forward to more. That's going to be Drake here landing that damage and the follow-up. Knock-up as well. Sales is going to get taken. And finally, the first kill for Mikau gets confirmed. And with another one, maybe Liberty could even take the Baron right now themselves. This Bel'Veth is huge.
That's absurd that they're able to do this. Drake Hero, my GOAT, level 13 on the Bel'Veth. Incredible stuff there from him. How do they make this play 4v5? How did that happen? Yeah. I guess Malrang just like turbo dove or what? Something. We'll have to check out the replay to really get the skinny on that, but they'll take the Baron down, and Liberty are on their own power play up 4,000 gold. Makes is going to get the mid lane turn. Look at this replay. So, like, Malrang way oversteps, but Bitao, he just fully misses his ult. Look where the needles are going. He hits Cavallo a little bit there. House is in a weird position, has to flash away. And now, really, it's a 4v3. Okay, so it wasn't really a 4v5. It was like a 4v1 onto Malrang. Bitao blew the ultimate. House, like, ran away in a weird way. And so this is more of like a 4v3 type situation. Also just really good sustain damage from Mikau and Drake Hero there too. They don't have to burn resources and stuff to deal damage like that. It just comes from the auto attacks from the champion itself.
For sure, it comes naturally, and I think they played around it better. And as you said, like, Kaboom made a mistake. Malrang was in too deep, and the way the Liberty just funneled and separated the team was really, really good, because Kaboom needs to be in numbers, needs to be all together, and that wasn't the case. They have been getting great pickoffs, but on the side of Kaboom, but it's not connecting on the 5v5s. Now top side, Pal is going to try to deny this push damage here by Betão on the top tier 2, and meanwhile that was happening, we also saw Liberty confirming the second Drake of their game, and they're gonna get pushed.
Whoa!
They're gonna get pushed.
Wait a second.
But they're gonna get damage dealt instead. Pilot is also gonna be going down. Beton is there, and Drake Hero just confirms the kill.
Nothing's funnier than getting run down by a Talia, because they could just cast a Q on repeat because they're running over new ground over and over again. Very funny there. Bitao tries to turn it around, can't do it. Drake Hero is able to save him out there too. And now also Bitao has form there as well from the Baron, so they're pushing a Void Incursion up through the top lane right now, and Malrang might have to match that. Oh, House is just gone.
Oh,
what?
Wow. Okay.
I didn't even see that. I was looking at the mini map. I was looking at this.
Insane engage, because they landed the CC super well, and now they're utilizing the Bel'Veth as a split pusher as well, doing quite a lot with the Baron buff, now getting themselves on 4.5 thousand. The Weaver's Wall to get Pilot into position 2. That inhibitor turret is down. On the other sides of the map, Mikau was also pushing mid lane. Makes on the bot side, pushing as well. Tier 2 is going to get taken, so massive outpay that they're getting from this Baron buff.
Yeah, it's a huge power play here from Liberty. Wow, after some big macro misplays, they are in full control of Summoner's Rift. Kaboom thrown this game away so hard. Holy moly. The game really exploded once Mikau got a couple of kills, and I think we could have predicted that. Probably pretty early on in this game, but once he had died there in the mid lane, we thought it would transition into more of a Kaboom control type situation, and it has not. It has not whatsoever. Mikau got 2 kills, and it just doesn't seem like it ever mattered that he died. He's huge. Drake Hero's massive right now, too. All that scaling, all that work he put in clearing the jungle early in this game has left him in a position where he's like out farming solo laners right now.
Oh yeah, and accumulating 4.5 thousand gold ahead their counterpart is insane. And we have been sleeping on Pilot as well. They have been consistently good with the Weaver's Walls, with the damage, the knockups. They're 2-0 and 5, and they're getting themselves into a Rabadons as a third item too. So getting a lot of value from the Talia pick especially when you have a lot of those dashes on the side of Kaboom we mentioned in the draft. And X-Men, it seemed close until the point that it just exploded for Liberty, and it was a misplay for Malrang, unfortunately.
Yeah, Malrang, by the way, excuse me, not having a good game. He's getting Flame Horizon by Drake here right now. It's 100 CS differential between those two junglers, and it's increasing too, right? You're still seeing Drake Hero getting the CS up, but there is no safety in the jungle for Malrang, so he will not make it above about 150 over the course of this game. Meanwhile, Drake Hero's on the march to 300 CS, and he's starting to get there. Even as we speak, but Liberty are going to break from CS for a time here. Try and look for a pick. They would love to get a pick on a Malrang again.
Using a lot of those resources onto Cavallo, that falls down to 50%. Forces out double flash here with Makes it in the TP in the back line. Now they have control over this area, especially because they've taken all the towers in this range. 50 seconds for the Drake to spawn, and Hextech Gates on the board as well to allow for more easy engages. Makes baiting for something here with Pilot in the backline. There's no vision. They don't really know how many people are there to commit as a reset coming from Cavallo, so it could be outnumbered if Kaboom decides to engage. They're getting some damage here. Netuno is just not going to do any dents on this Cassante.
Yeah, nothing at all. Cassante is just too tanky. Waiting for Drake Hero to come flying out of this Shadow of War? Fog of War.
Fog of War.
There we go. Fog of War. I think that's like a Lord of the Rings game or something, but flying out of this Fog of War. Shadows of Mordor. Yeah, that's the one. That's the one. Great game, but Drake Hero's not flying out of that. Malrang's going to step forward with the Q. Where is Drake Hero? I literally do not know where he is. Oh, he's like down Botside River.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
Oh, he's soloing Dragon. Okay, cool.
I mean, they can do it, but Kaboom also sees the opportunity to at least try and force out a fight here on the Baron. They're not really going to attack it, so they're baiting. They started to attack it now. And Drake Hero has finished their third Drake of the game with 70% HP on this. Baron Mix goes in as a frontline. Cavallo also splitting health away from the fight. Pilot gets a nice read as well, but Mix is taking damage, but they're still taking so long to fall. That's going to be finally Cassante getting taken down, and the Baron is still ticking, hasn't reset right now. Malrang dealing damage on it. It's going to start resetting as we speak. Drake Hero is there, and they know it's better if it resets. Drake Hero goes over the wall. Cavallo as well. There's going to be a charm onto the Nautilus, and the knock-up onto House is going to be enough. Jesus! Drake Hero, what is that damage? Lethal Temple is not in the game, but it sure looks like it is.
Yeah, what rune does he even have? I don't even think it matters anymore. His attack speed is, I think he can still exceed the attack speed cap. I'm not 100% though. I think that might be in his passive, but it definitely looks like he's exceeding it. The attack speed is insane. Big W knock up. Really the E does it at this point.
This is not where you want to be.
That does so much damage. He could definitely solo this Baron too. I don't think he has the control necessary for it because his team's not there, but he can 100% solo right now. Mikau's gonna get this
5,000 ahead, am I right?
Yeah, no, dude is just up. He's just way up. Draven's gonna get all that CS in the mid lane. If he, I would imagine we don't have like a stack track. Oh, we do. It's under his thing. It's 115. He's got 115 stacks. I can't remember how much gold you get per stack, but that's like 300 gold, I think, for a kill. Mm-hmm. So he gets like 625 or something like that for a kill. House.
There's going to be a charm onto Drake Hero. Definitely one of the biggest damage dealers on Liberty right now, X-Men. And Kaboom trying to get that space back in their own jungle because that Baron attempt was stopped. And at the end of the day, Liberty took the Drake instead. And Kaboom couldn't really capitalize on it. Weaver's Wall was going to separate Netuno. They're going to be taken down, or are they? That's going to be a tidal wave to get them separated. And actually, Beton is the one to take Pilot down. And although the engage was good, it couldn't really connect in damage. That's going to be a charm onto Makes, but they're still not going to be burned down as quickly as they would have wanted. Still, 5v4 could be an opportunity.
Could be here. Mikau's looking to stack up the CS before he gets in so he can get those stacks. It is 2 gold per adoration stack, so double the stacks he has, which right now would be 300.
Oh, gonna be a Vault Breaker. Marang goes very deep. That was the mistake the first time around. Could it be this time the same thing? Makes has to flash away. Drake, Hero, definitely worried about the fact that Kaboom could try to start this Baron, but 10 seconds for Pilot to go. Kaboom knows it's too dangerous.
You got waves crashing on your base, boys. Might be time to take the reset here, but that means free Baron for Liberty.
They definitely started. Makes in the background, looking to get that split TP coming from Beton, actually. It's going to be a knock-up, and oh my god, Cells having to flash away. Makes is in the backline, just getting the attention away. 4 members, but it's going to be a steal! Melray goes over the wall and gets the Baron for Kaboom. They're going to keep on pushing, but now Liberty is falling at the seams, trying to get something more with the Hextech Gate, and they're going to keep on pushing. Netuno is in the backline, trying to get more onto Mikau, goes with the Blast Cone. House is there to follow it up. Spirit Rush, and another hit is there, the confirm, and the shutdown onto the Draven. Kaboom takes this win to the plate.
Huge steal there from Malrang, hero of Kaboom at against all odds here at the end of this game. Batao clearing it up there as well. Look at the damage coming out of the Gwen. Holy cow. More than double what Mikau was able to put out. An incredible amount of damage there. Netsuno and House cleaning it up on the backside there too. And of course, once again, Malrang with the big steal. Puts his team on a power play. Look at this replay. Makes is getting taken down. Malrang knew, hey, we're just going to lose Baron here. We're going to lose the game. Time to make the hero plays. And who's there to support him? It's Bitao. Look at the healing coming out of the Gwen. The damage coming out of the Gwen. And you got some support on the backside here as well from the carries from Kaboom. Good stuff. Real team effort.
It really was. And Kaboom executed it really well. We saw a misplay that almost caused the game by Malrang, and Malrang said, I'm going to flip it. I'm going to flip it like a burger, just like RMC said in our chat. And it just so looks like fast food around this Summoner's Rift. The minions are stacking here on the bot side, now trying to clear it, Liberty, and gain some more of that space back. But Kaboom sitting on 5.2 thousand gold on that Baron buff power play and feeling comfortable to take this Drake as well and get both teams into that soul point. They can't even contest this. Look at that. Absolutely, completely destroyed. Now pushing out forward for their engage is going to be the tidal wave that connects onto Mikau. Mikau is dead. You can't even use your ultimate from Malrang because Beton just rips them to shreds.
It's totally dead. Mikau loses all his stacks. I think he's got like 10 left in the tank there. And, of course, the 40-second death timer doesn't help him out either. But Tao's going to get this one. Weaver's Wall might slow him down a little bit, but it's not going to be enough. Got that wave coming in now.
30 seconds, X-Men.
Yep, they get the Baron-empowered minions for quite a while. And they're going to get this inhib. They might even try to push the end. Yeah, they're sticking around, so...
They should. They definitely should. There's enough manpower, there's enough damage. It's going to be a charm to connect. But now, actually, Neptune is going to be taken down and they're still pushing out forward. The numbers advantage is still for the side of Kaboom.
They got it.
Both Nexus turrets and they take the game just on that same note. And Kaboom brings this one around after Liberty looked to be on top.
Hell of a comeback from Kaboom. Kaboom were actually down gold all the way to that last kill on Drake Hero. When they finally overtook them in the gold lead, they end out just 1,000 gold over Liberty at the end of that game there. So that's a real comeback play, making that play to pick off Makes, to pick off Mikau there as well, and force their way down in through the bottom lane. Of course, this built on the back of Malrang's big Baron steal, that last Baron play as well. Impossible without that play, but a very closely matched game between these two teams, very back and forth game. I think Liberty might have actually been the better team overall here, but certainly Drake Hero with a standout performance on the Belveth, but they're just not the better team on the day, unfortunately.
Yeah, things were close. I agree with you, and Liberty looked very well coordinated in macro overall. That one play that sometimes can make it or break
that one play
was made up by Malrang at the end of the day. Very close. very, very close. But then they had pretty much so much damage. That Gwen was really doing God's work. The damage on the Gwen was insane, and it really made a difference. Gwens are just really doing well on CBLOL today.
Really is. Gwen's having a field day, and we'll see more Gwen up here in Game 5. That's my prediction. That's my prediction, Soph. Game 5, Gwen.
Well, there you go. For Game 5, we have VKS versus Red Kenneth. And Axeman says that we're going to have a Gwen. Are we going to have a Draven too?
God, I hope so. Please, please give me the Draven. It's good, I promise.
The Nidalee Renekton.
Renekton, Nidalee, Draven.
There you go.
Gwen.
Right, so all the cards are on the table. It just takes destiny to show us what is actually going to be drawn as we are getting ourselves into the final match of the first day of week 1 CBLOL on CBLOL English. We're going to be right back after a short break.
So hold our heads up high and beat the drum to what we love. Risk the fall, or we have felt it all come crashing down from far above. Stars are rising, countless worlds colliding, only one will take it all. Can we bring to fall the giants? Can we make the final call? We are the ones to ignite the darkened skies. The champions of the world that we defy. A solo ride of the few who rise up high, and we all fight at the last light.
welcome back, everybody. I think production has our screen wrong on our end, so just a heads up. we're getting that fixed. If I am live, am I live? Am I live?
Are we live on the air?
Okay,
Alright.
we're live. Okay, welcome back to the final game of day one, week one of CBLOL, and we are going to be taking you through the action that is going to be Red Canids versus VKS, top place teams in the regular season last week.
Oh, yeah. And Coach CL has been working on this VKS roster. This is going to be a big test for them. I think the Red Canids and Brunsey are like a really good benchmark to stress test VKS against. And for a round one matchup, this is probably like the highest. Like, we had Loud Pain, so they're just going to be the highest tier matchup. But this one isn't far behind. This is going to be some good League of Legends.
Well, definitely. As you said, CL has been working quite a lot with the team. Red Canids, though, known for being super solid, consistent. So let's have a look at their roster. So Red Canids maintaining the same roster they had in Split 1. They are coming back with FNB, Aegis, Grefta, Renzi, and Frosty on their squad. Of course, you mentioned it in the backstage, Bronzy being one of the strongest ADCs right now in the league. Definitely a big contender for what we're going to be seeing in that bot lane against VKS, Ackman.
Oh, yeah. Speaking of VKS, show us VKS. VKS! There they are. Gigo, Desamis, Lilico, Smiley, and Pro Delta. Same as they ever was last split. No changes. Really cool stuff from this roster. Lilico, of course, subbing in for Takui last split, has stuck around on the roster. I think Takui's still in Brazil. I'm not sure. I'm not up on the Takui lore.
I think they're doing Academy right now.
If they're doing Academy, I think they might be doing like content or something. I know VKS content, they really stepped that up. I think they got a podcast or a show, something like that. I was watching, I'm pretty sure, Jisamis on a podcast where they were having like a spelling bee, and I think this is VKS. If it wasn't, I'm sorry, but I think it was Jisamis had to spell paradoxo, which is Portuguese paradoxo, and he had spelled it P-A-R-D-O-C-S-O, and he got it wrong.
Goodness.
He got it wrong.
Really
there's an X in it, just like in English. So that was a funny video watching them do that, because everybody was looking at him like, dude, what are you doing? But yeah, really cool content over on that side. And of course, Coach CL speaking English has been a very interesting view into how the team operates. So very interesting.
Oh yeah, agreed. And on that same note, let's talk about how we think this match is gonna go. Let's have a look at the predictions from the production crew here at CBLOL English, because this is a very, very high quality matchup. So given we have almost steady even split predictions. X-Men 4x4 and Trajan going for Red Canids, RMC, Solari, myself, and Rose going for VKS. Do you have any words to say? Why do you think Red Canids takes the upper hand in this one?
No words, Soph, just howling. Oh! It's time for the red Canids to make their way back into playoffs and take down VKS. Go Red.
I think that is a very, very valid explanation. I will accept it. On my end, I would say I loved so much what VKS brought to the table last split, considering they started with Tukwid in the mid lane, had Leleko coming from Academy, becoming established main roster, remaining established main roster for the second split, and on top of that, of course, getting the first seed in regular season, and then performing super well on those 5 long games of pacifiers they played in playoffs. I think they can take this one home, but I think it's going to be close anyway.
Yeah, definitely gonna be close. I mean, maybe even closer than Loud versus Pain. So I think that's exciting to look forward to there. But the bot lane's gonna be the standout for me. Smiley, Brunsey taking it down against each other. I think it's Frosty and Pro Delta as well. A couple of really solid supports down there. That bot lane should be cool. Eager to see what they bring out. I hope it's not the same boring stuff. Callista, Zeri, whatever.
Lucian.
Yeah, Lucian. Ugh. Boo.
Bleh.
It should just be a Draven mirror matchup.
Blind pick.
Two
Let's just
Dravens.
do blind pick.
Let's do blind pick. Both
The
Renekton's.
League of Draven.
League of Draven. We got 2 Renekton's, 2 Nidalees, 2 Dravens, and
Yes.
we'll get 2 Camille supports too. It'll be great.
Okay, and mid lane 2 Corkis.
2 Corkis. Yes. 2 Corkis, of
Love it.
course.
I
Awesome.
think that's the dream team.
I do want to see that played out now, though. Maybe that'll be like a CBLOL thing. We'll have to get with Bayano about that, but that could be fun. Just mirror matchups the whole time, but
Yes.
yeah, I'm not really sure what to expect from this draft. The draft meta has not been what I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be like Karthus. We got to see Nidalee. I thought it would be more Nidalee. And then the bot lane has not been what I thought it would be at all. I thought it'd be way different champions. It looks like we're really running back last split's meta still and having trouble moving away from those champions. So
Yeah, and sometimes it's something that really shows why we usually struggle when we go to international. We might be sticking too much with what we know here and having a hard time expanding into new stuff, new things, innovation that comes through other regions and other matters. So maybe it's something that we need to be adapting with. That's why I was just so happy to see Carioca going for that Nidalee, and I think they deserved that win. And although main broadcast got the MVP for Wiser, us both here, we agree that we think that Nidalee for Carioca was definitely the playmaker and the person that made a huge difference. And of course, for this game, right now, Red versus VKS, we talked about all the other lanes, but definitely the lane that stands most out is top lane F&B Gigo. They are the gods of top lane, and they're going to face each other in this first day of CBLOL Split 2. Do we see those Aatrox? Do we see Cassante run backs? What do we see?
well, I promised you a Gwen, which means it's probably got to be an early Cassante pick with a Gwen counter pick. Now, who picks that Cassante early? It's kind of back and forth. I think Guigo has a stronger Gwen, which makes me think that FMB probably wouldn't just like solid pick Cassante. But yeah, I don't know. I don't really see Guigo early picking Cassante either. So maybe we just won't get the Gwen at all. Honestly, I'm pretty happy with that. I think the Renekton is a better pick for these guys anyway. Aatrox, could Aatrox be the pick for FMB? I don't know.
I don't know. It used to be more of a Gigod kind of pick.
Yeah, could be. Once again, just kind of left. I don't know. I mean, I got an idea of what they would pick, like, meta-wise, but in terms of what they've been practicing, what they've got coming down the pipeline for us, no idea. I just don't know.
Yeah, it's a whole different story, right? What happens behind the scenes, the scrims, the practice, the ladder, and we're going to get a little bit of a taste as soon as we get going with the draft for this one and we finalize our first day of Split 2. But we're not there yet. So I think, yeah, we're getting into draft as soon as we can. So we're just going to be babbling and yapping a little bit here, if you don't mind.
Turbo yapping.
Yes.
Turbo yapping.
Exactly. That's what the kids say.
Yeah, it is. It is what the kids say these days. But if you've stuck with us this far, thanks so much for watching. We're glad you're in chat. If there's anything you want us to talk about, you just go ahead and ask us, and we'll talk about that. But if there's nothing, probably just talk more about BRTT's Draven. It would have been so cool, dude. I'm saying 13. All right, we're into the draft. Okay, cool. Awesome, very awesome. We got Jasamis up here. We got lots of good bot lane bans. The brand is, come on, lock it. Diana, brand, Nocturne. Come on, you know what I want. You know what I want? None of these champions. Okay. All right. Cool.
Feels bad, man. But they have been getting I wouldn't say constant, because I don't really remember if we had that many Karthus on ban.
Yeah.
He has appeared at least twice, if I'm not mistaken, which out of 5 is not that bad. So
Not bad.
the Karthus has been on their minds, just hasn't been allowed to be played this yet.
Yeah, and I don't think we've seen a Draven ban yet. I think it's just been picked. Just once. And then Italy, I think, might also be same thing, just picked and not banned. So there's no way we're picking Nocturne. And there's so many good junglers. Come on. Don't pick Ashe. I'm so disappointed with the champions we're picking.
Oh no. Well,
we're hopping it up with Ashe.
I'm not that disappointed, Axeman. I think VKS is just very comfortable with the Ori Nocturne pick. They know how to execute it. They have the Ashe here. There could be Predeltas actually, because we know Predelta loves being an aggressive support in regards to ranged. And if he can utilize that, I think it would be good. And you have a lot of CC lockdown potential. So I don't dislike it. I actually think it's good. But now they need a front line that they don't have. And Red going out for that Varus, very comfortable, easy first pick. You can always be safe with the build you want to do. If you want to do lethality, you can just switch it on the fly when you actually get into the game. And that Skarner with Ari to finish out this first round of picks. And completed with the Twist Fade first.
I think it's the first game we haven't seen Talia. I think that's true.
I think so. Yeah.
We get the Vayne top ban. No Vayne top for you, FNB. That's pretty funny, actually. I think that Skarner's going top for FNB. We see the Camille ban come through here for Camille support and Camille top. Camille top pretty good into Skarner. Camille support pretty good into Varus. So that's a good ban.
Definitely. And of course, we talked about this versatility. You could have the Ashe going out as for Smiley as ADC, or for Delta as a more poke support lockdown option. Definitely more squishy though. So this final ban for VKS will be the Lee Sin for Aegis, which, okay, I guess. I don't think that's like the best, considering what we know from Aegis and what they are going for a composition now. But it is a ban.
It sure was a ban. Viego the lock in for Aegis there. I think they need a support, red side. Cassante going to be locked in to cover that Skarner. And yeah, is it both supports? We just got a last pick supports. Is that what happened? Could be support Ashe, actually. Yeah, that could be support Ashe. So we'll see what they would end up locking in here. But what would Smiley want? Is Callista up? No.
Okay.
It's the first ban.
I was fearing like with the rest of the composition that they couldn't really do the Ashe support because they needed frontline. So they're going for Smiley as Ashe. I think it's okay. They have range. They have range.
They do have range.
They have range in that kit. The hawk shot is going to be good to spot out the Viego. That could get you aggressive, but alrighty. The Braum for this Varus. What do you think?
A Braum for this Varus? What am I thinking? I don't like it. There's not enough Draven
I don't like
here.
it.
It's not enough Draven here. Skarner splash is all wrong. I don't like it. It's not good. I think Lilico and Jasamis are in pretty good hands. This 2v2 you were talking about, this mid jungle, is like super effective for them. Where the Ashe fits in is kind of my pain point for VKS's composition. I don't know if I like it that much. Definitely a hobber. Definitely hob with you, but I just feel like there's probably better hobbers. And also this is a low damage carry with Orianna. So maybe not super good.
Yeah, I totally get your part with missing damage on the side of VKS, but maybe it could come across with the Samus actually being the main source of damage in this early game. Not early, but as soon as they get the level 6 right and you can actually do the Ori Nocturne combo, you could have more significant damage, and then you have the Ash more as an enabler, and Gigo, which we know gets those, even the Cassandra is supposed to be more tank, gets much more of an aggressive stance. It could be an option.
Yep, could be an option there. I think is it Lethality Nocturne right now? We'll have to see. We'll have to see what he goes for there. I think there's maybe a Tunnel or Nocturne coming down the pipeline potentially there as well. Love this shot. You get them all in one place. Look at them all. Bunch
So
of
good.
gamers.
Yeah, like us, a bunch of gamers. They just play better, and we talk better, I guess.
Well, some of them do. Oh, but which ones am I talking about? You're watching the official co-stream of the CBLOL. We're CBLOL English and Maxman87. Here's level 1 play. Brahms walking in. I always expect more from the team with the Nautilus, but it just
Same.
doesn't seem to happen.
They're actually going for kind of a mirror engage there where, well, actually, yeah, if I'm not mistaken, the Nautilus was on top side with Nocturne and Cassandra, and then they got a reset. Or at least
I think they
got a
dropped
ward here,
wards, yeah.
Vision on both the Raptors and a bit of the red as well.
He's just going to start top here. That could be 3 camp into bot lane, which is pretty deadly this time of year, I'm told.
Under this.
Pro Delta missed the sweep. He missed the sweep.
Pro Delta!
No.
Oh, goddamn.
That's gonna catch out Jasamus on his 3 camp in a bot lane, which does give Brunsey and Frosty quite a bit of safety. Unfortunately for Pro Delta, just missed the sweep there. It's tough.
It really is unfortunate, but they're not really aware of it. Could come and bite them at the end. But
So I
Go on, go on.
think Aegis is full clearing the bot lane. I'm not really sure though. Well, they both are.
yeah.
I'm totally lost. Yeah, I'll have to consult the runes after this one.
Okay, so yeah, the same is with the Conqueror. Once upon a time, you had the lethal tempo for Nocturne, not the case anymore. Aegis with the Conqueror as well. Trying to match up the camps thus far. They're doing exactly the same thing. But, oh, we see a difference here. But now on bot side, Engage comes through with the level 2 power spike on the VKS bot lane. But it can still bite back because of that damage coming out from Bronzy. Much bigger than from an Ash. And now coming out forward, they do land the hook, but it's not going to be really good or positive in this trade. And actually, Red stands healthier.
Still seeing the full clears come down from both junglers. And non-stop
Going in.
fighting.
Yeah.
Yeah, Pro Delta wants that Braum.
Ooh, okay, FNB. Alrighty. That's Skarner doing some damage here, different from what we saw in a previous game today of Skarner. And Gigo having a tough time falling behind on CS. Definitely going to be much more difficult just underneath the tower as FNB has shoved a rotation from the Samus here, trying to maybe find the Viega or a couple of pings to show that the Samus is around, just clearing out that Scuttle Crab. Hence why you have Aegis going for the top Scuttle Crab instead. Could even try to get something here with the Lekko if they step too further ahead. And for Delta also interested in a position here, but only going for Vision at this moment.
Both junglers scaling for 6, looking for 6. Level 4 right now.
Yeah, you did not.
Another couple clears.
Yes, indeed. They are looking for the level 6. Exactly.
So both junglers are looking for 6.
Yeah, they
6.
are.
Level 6.
They're matching in CS. Vision is actually stacking more for the side of red, with much of it coming from the bot river and top river. The hawk
I
shot is also
think
going to
I
help
just
spotting
said
them
that,
on that
but-
crook, as you say. Really nice.
FMB, what's he doing? He's a scorpion.
Goes under.
What? I like the rock throw at the end. That's pretty funny.
Yeah.
Skarner's a
Aiming
funny
out for
guy.
Greftar in the mid lane. And Leleco still standing steady.
Oh,
Now
big
the
hook.
hook is going to land. Bronzy is in danger. They could slow them down even further, but Smiley's not even in range to get there. And Predelta gets heavily punished with that piercing arrow. But just enough to guarantee that Smiley can push out this wave, shove, and they can get a good reset.
Very true. Both junglers are level 5. Starting to get close now. Paranoia is right around the corner. Both of them want the dragon. I think Dusamis might actually have this one. Brunsy's on reset right now. But Smiley's walking out of base, so maybe not.
We'll see. There's a Hawkshot vision. Gonna see Aegis taking down that Drake, and they still have time to get in. The Samus is around. There's 3 members getting cornered here with Aleko following along too. And it could just be a leash for the side of VKS. Greftar can still try to zone them out with the charm. They have Spirit of Rush as well. But no ultimate for Aegis really makes this harder. Smiley is also there to zone. And a nice take back for VKS, guaranteeing their first streak of the game.
Yeah, I thought Dusamis might have that one. Aegis is going to get caught out on the control ward top side. Gigo dropped that one earlier. You saw a little bit of camera focus on that mid play. Like that focus there. Skarner's looking for some grubs. Grubs.
Grub-a-dub-dub. The sum is now finding F and B. Maybe
He's got ult.
Yeah, both of them do. And Leleco was there to try and help. The sum is still going to be in control to take down the Scuttle Crab, followed by the Void Grubs if Aegis is not there to contest it. And there's going to be a nice rotation from Gigo as well, as they have pushed and shoved their top lane. And Leleco has done exactly the same, even cleared out the Bloom as well to guarantee even more vision for VK.
Waiting for Aegis to come over here and make the clutch play. Nah, he's going to chill out. Both junglers have 6 now, which is what they were looking for.
Definitely. Ooh, bot lane doesn't even need the level 6 to be spicy. They're going forward. The Frostbite goes onto Predelta, and that's going to be very close. Flash away. Predelta gets out of that piercing arrow and saves themselves from death.
Yeah, the damage is just not there from Smiley. He has almost no damage items. Just the Doran's Blade giving him any real AD. He's got killer attack speed, but that's not helping him cut through Braum.
Definitely
I believe Aegis walked over this ward and is tracked right now. Keep in mind, Dusamis just has Paranoia, so he can be at this play right now if he needs to be. But he's chilling, man. Dusamis, he's chilling. He's having a good time.
For sure. It's a moment where they can allow themselves to do that because VKS already guaranteed both the first Drake and the 3 Void Grubs. Nothing really much on the map. They know their laners are going to be a little more safe in how they are pushing. And given that bot lane, as you said, isn't really taking people down, but also not really getting taken down either. It's got to be a point where we're looking at the Summers going to the bot side and trying to cover for the fact that Predelta doesn't have a flash.
Let's get a Hex Flash. Come on, big hooks. Nope. No big hooks.
Nope.
That's tough. Maybe here? No. No, there's no angle. We get no fighting again, unfortunately, Soph. I know we're looking for a big high-energy game, but ooh, the classic double ward from Frosty and Bronzy. That's good communication there, folks.
Always happens.
I know we've done that a couple times, so.
We have. It's true. But it's funny. It's fine.
It's fine every time.
It's true. Just under 2 minutes to go. We got wide pressure from Red Cannons in this bottom river. plenty of vision, Scuttle Crab as well, and a lot of control on how they are playing the Bronzy Frosty bot lane. Looking for maybe that Shockwave, maybe that Paranoia Shockwave. Looking to get into a dive position. The minions are dying. They need to do something now. They're going in, but there's not going to be enough damage. The Spirit Rush is there, and the Psalmist has to disengage. Maybe a little bit late to the trigger. The snipe is not enough damage. Oh, if it was a Jinx. Oh, if it was a Super Mega Death
any
Rocket.
champion.
If it was anything, an Ezreal.
Yeah, True Shot Barrage definitely kills there. But no, not the arrow, unfortunately. I think that's a communication breakdown. That's what I'm going to call that. But tough play there. Grevthar going to stay alive. He burns both summoners, which is something. But will be alive after the play. Dragon up in 30 seconds now. That is VKS's, I think. You see some vision setup, and I recognize the vision setup. But I think this is still VKS's Dragon.
It's valid.
I'm offering
for the grub. Ooh, Smiley. A very quick ward. Save them from danger.
Yeah,
They still gotta be careful. Can't push him much further. Predelta's still arriving at the scene. Smiley can only do so much to avoid those arrows. But of course, because Red has positioned this way and this aggressive in the bot lane, they're going to start the Drake first, and it might be a trade for the 6 Void Grubs for the side of VKS, as they can just give away the first one for the side of Red.
They really can. Grubs. Is that 6 for him? Yeah, should be. That's what you were saying. 6 grubs down for VKS. And split dragons. I think I like the pushing power better on VKS. I think they're being able to shred through some turrets there with this Ashe. This is so what are we doing? Rectrix into, was that short bow? Is that what that is? What does that build into? Recurve bow, that's right. What's that build into? I don't think it builds into anything, does it?
Oh, hold on. Chains of Corruption going here. The Crystalline Arrow also lands. There's going to be 2 ultimates that are not available for this dive. There's a TP coming through. The charm doesn't land.
Wow.
Neither does the hook. The piercing arrow comes from Bronzy, and they're going to take this one down. Grevthar over the wall. Gets the Spirit Rush and the Q to land damage onto the Psalmist. The Shockwave is not going to land. And Laleko is down 1 ultimate. At the end of the day, it was only Predelta as the first casualty.
I got you. Apparently Kraken Slayer was changed, so it's a Rectrix item now, so that's Kraken Slayer. That's what that's going to be. Clutch. First blood picked up by Bronzy allows him to reset and buy opportunity, which makes him very, very dangerous. Now that lethality item is awesome. But yeah, I guess Kraken Slayer is like a lethality item now. So that's pretty weird. But
yeah, it's those things that make us a little confused about those ADC items, but it makes for a little variety in gameplay. Hugo is taking quite a beating by F&B here on the top side. It doesn't look as great as you would like. Still, overall, both teams are dead even. Only real lead here would be the 6 Void Grabs to the name of VKS.
I like those grubs. Grubs. I feel about Smiley so far. I think he's doing okay. I'd like to see him in a bigger team fight to really see how this Ashe performs, but until then, it's kind of underperforming for me.
Yeah, if it had gotten that kill, it would have been a completely different story, wouldn't it? But it didn't, because it just doesn't have the damage at this point in the game. But it's just part of how the kit works, much more of an enabler at this point. Now the Herald being started by VKS X-Men, with Red trying to get control over it. Q goes wide on the side of Frosty. Plenty of damage, 40% on the Herald, trying to get an angle to go in. Aegis with the TP in the back line as well. FNB could be there in the fight, and Graftar is as well. That's going to be confirmed by VKS. Going into the backline, the Paranoia and the Shockwave lands, and the Chains of Corruption going to get dodged by a Flash. Going out forward, Gigo is actually the first one to get taken down, so Red comes out on top in this first few seconds. Going out forward, there's enough damage. Could be a knock-up as well, and the champ goes. It's going to be 3 kills for 0 for the side of Red Canids.
Wow, huge performance there from Bronzy, dishing out the damage. FNB catching him out as well. Good stuff from him there. It's 2 kills for the Bronzy, and 1 for Aegis, and 1 for FNB now at the end of this fight. Replay comes through. I'm looking for what this Varus really brings in. I'm trying to look at like Smiley at the same time too. It looks like he's dealing at like at least some damage, but on the retreat here, yeah, kind of gets separated from the rest of the team, and then is forced to stop free firing there. But there were some low health bars on the side of Red. I feel like, hey, you said the Jinx earlier with the ultimate. Honestly, Jinx in this fight, I think, looks a lot better. You get excited. You're able to take down some of these lower targets. I think you have a much better result.
It's true. It's important to bear in mind as well that Jinx without Lethal Temple is a completely different thing. Because I would say Lethal Temple guaranteed much more than what we have now with like 2 items or 1 item in the build than you used to. So maybe that would be a difference. At the end of the day, I think it was the terrain and how they positioned on the 5 for the side of VKS that really broke them apart. They couldn't really communicate on where they wanted to go, so one went to the one side. Smiley couldn't really land damage, and to be fair, Bronzy wasn't even dealing damage in this fight anyway.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
it would have been matched with the lack of damage that the Yash has at this point.
Very true here. Samus taking down this dragon. Let's get a report card going for this mid 2v mid jungle. Lelico and Desamis, how are we feeling about the ball delivery system here? I think it's kind of lackluster as Lelico gets picked in a side lane.
Nice dodge. Oh, okay. Got Shockwave immediately going in. There's going to be a flash forward and the hook from Prodelta, guaranteeing that they take this one down. How many times have we seen Nautilus kills today? Too many.
Too many. Definitely too many there. I'll agree with you on that point.
Mites,
the grubs.
The Void Mites.
This is what the grubs will do for you.
So good. Oh, Chains of Corruption lands on the Cassante. Trying to do something back. Gigo is still locked down a TP. And FNB in the back line trying to get something onto Gigo. They have very low health on the retreat. Getting split. But now there's going to be the lights out on the side of Red. And they can't even get over the wall. The all-out does the job for them. And there's going to be a kill for Smiley. And the slowdown at least helps them on the retreat. Red, though, has another TP. Grafstar could take something here. Smiley, no mana. The Samus also there. The Leko is in a very bad spot. Can they see them? They can. Where is the charm? It is going to land, but there's not going to be follow-up damage to take them down.
Yeah, teleport in the back from Grafthar there. I think it was a little bit hopeful, but somebody could have walked into the bush, right? And he would be there waiting for them, but doesn't end up happening quite that way. Really cool play from Gigo, taking FNB out. I thought FNB being on the flank, he maybe would be able to get the impale, maybe make a play happen there, but didn't get it done.
It was just good because on the side of VKS, they have that much layering of CC. And they executed it well. No chance for FNB to get that themselves. And on top of that, it's again, the fact that it doesn't go invincible, it doesn't go unstoppable on Impale anymore, you can have much more leeway to fight against the Skarner.
That makes sense to me. Also, I don't know if Skarner ult is called Impale. I kind of guessed it. That one, they might have fully changed it. Ooh, Guigo gonna flash the Impale. Do you think it's the same? Okay, all right. That's cool.
I think
That's
I
cool.
do.
All right. Very cool, very cool. Awesome. Guigo's gonna flash whatever that ability is here and takes the cooldown on it too. That's tough. Wow.
It really is.
Wait, Aegis.
Let me see. Impale.
They're gonna dive? There's no wave. There's no wave to dive. Poor
But there's
Gigo.
enough members advantage here. Oh, the Jinx of Corruption actually goes wide, and there's going to be an Ash arrow to getting them in the good spot. No, it doesn't buy enough time. It didn't really hit the right target, and 4v1, it will take you.
Time for Jasamis to deliver the ball, I think.
The ball delivering system.
Get in there, Mr. Ball. No paranoia? That's crazy, actually. Against Grevthar's ult. And Flash, so.
Well, they are... Ooh, okay. I
big
think
hooks?
Delta was hoping that would go wide, actually.
Yeah, hoping it'll miss. Yeah, think so. But they'll back up. Could be the Baron angle here. It's very early for Baron, but, I mean, you have this, like, on-hit Ash, this, like, attack speed Ash. Actually, I don't know what they're building. It's like Kraken and Sheen. That's on-hit, right? Yeah, it seems like on-hit to me. So you have on-hit Ash. You probably shred through Baron pretty quick.
Next, yeah.
Get the Triforce.
Mid lane, FNB. Red trying to push in and gather as much of that presence into the top river because, as you said, they know the VKS could have Baron threat, Baron potential here, but they have spotted Electro on the bot side with a TP available. They are very much aware of anything that could flip on its head. Grevstar, though, is going to take down the tier 1 in the top lane, while VKS is just trying to understand what's going to be the next course of action. With 50 seconds on the clock for the Drake, I would assume getting close to a soul point would be the case.
Yeah, that seems right to me. Damn, FNB comes out swinging. He wants Lelico, but he'll save that turret. I think he's trying to look for like a flank angle here for the Skarner. That seems to be the modus operandi for Skarners. And I wouldn't expect him to stray from that now. Spot lane turret doesn't look like it's too long for this world, Sov.
Yeah, yes. It's a farewell, tier 1, farewell. The minion's gonna take you fairly easy. Interesting as well that we have shy of 1,000 gold ahead for VKS, although they are behind in kills. That's why kills don't really matter that much when you have focused well on objectives, and VKS has done that really well, especially on the farming front. If you keep yourself afloat, it makes a huge difference. Going here into the bottom river, trying to get some space into the Drake pit. Now, with no vision on the side of VKS, they're going to have to face check, trying to gather some of this back. And close. Nobody really pulling the trigger on any of those big cooldowns yet.
Looking at FNB, a flank is pretty tough. He's got to go through a wall and pin somebody else to a wall or get the big impale, whichever one he can get.
True. Now that Drake started around 60%, trying to land something onto VKS. The VKS is steadily getting that space back and conquering what it is theirs by right. Can the Summits get this one on the 50-50? They managed to get it, and now they're gonna go full in. The Glacial Fissure gets some of them up, but the Paranoia takes the lights out, and with that shockwave they can do even more. That's gonna be the case, but they have to flash away immediately. Smiley, you cannot run away from this now, can you? That's gonna be a clutch flash, but the flash to chase them down is gonna be there, and that's gonna be 4 kills for 0 for the side of Red Canids.
Yeah, it's Baron for the Red Canids too. They're gonna march over, take that objective down, get back onto Summoner's Rift for their power play. Holy cow, the gold's even now, but the Red Canids are making a comeback, and they are taking the heat to VKS. Wow, Bronzy did a lot of damage in that fight.
Yes, and that's a big difference between the Varus and the Ashe, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the damage. Look at this damage. Ooh. That arrow hit like 3 members. That was crazy.
Yep.
Yeah, real big damage there. E gonna hit 2 members. Auto attacks are dealing big damage. Flashes this wall. E goes wide, but 2 autos get the kill. Really nice. Nicely done there from up on 3 items as well. Well, the Ashe is still down at 2. The Triforce is expensive, but
yeah,
still just 1 item. Still counts as 1. thinking red, they honestly just march down the mid lane. You see Grevthar in the side lane there, trying to bounce the wave back out. Someone will have to match top as well as Lilico's pushing that, but everybody else in red, they're just marching it down mid.
As they should. They have the Baron. You have the damage to do so. You mentioned Bronzy doing really, really great at a distance with those piercing arrows. So that's a good position for them to be. Grevthar in the bot side, as you said, pushing as well, trying to guarantee as much of that Baron buff power play gold as possible. Because they were behind and they got themselves 2,000 ahead that could widen even more.
Yep. Howls in the chat. Let me see the howls. Not going to howl myself. Voice is killing me, but probably be pretty pathetic at this point. So, taking it down this bottom lane, looking for the inner turret. They'll get it for free. Grevthar still in the side. Split pushing. Yeah, these Ashe W's look really sad with that on-hit Ashe build. The W doesn't do hardly anything.
It really doesn't. You go left alone there in the mid lane to defend. Now bot side, Paranoia goes in. There's going to be an Ashe arrow with... Oh my god, the shockwave onto Bronzy. Deletes them. Now following down, FNB. You can go on the wall just like a Viego could. Or even a... Oh my god, a Kayn. But the Impale is just going to deny and stall the inevitable. Going on the retreat. Now Red Ken is 40 seconds on that Baron buff power play. Have to retreat.
Yeah, they'll retreat here, and gold's back to even, actually. VKS strike back. They'll chase him all the way back to the fountain.
Yeah, they are. Frosty is going to be the one to be locked on.
Wow.
Target. And maybe they bit a bit more than they could shoot.
Yeah, I think so. They overstayed in their own jungle. How dare they? But now they're on to the inner turret themselves in retribution, and they got those grubs.
Oh, yeah. It's got
Here's
value
a
now,
replay
doesn't it?
for you. Yeah, they really do now. This is ball delivery if I've ever seen it. Big arrow comes out
really
too. Boom.
Oh, it's super good. Because it connects the shockwave. So the crystalline arrow is aimed on the left because shockwave is going to push them to the left. And it connects one on top of the other. It was very beautiful.
Oh, you know what I would love is like a forklift skin for Skarner. When he ults people, it just like lifts them up. All right. It's okay. It's okay if you don't get it. It'll just be a me thing.
It's okay, it's okay. We're all getting a little tired. It has been a busy, long day.
Like he carries them around. Like he's got forks. All right, whatever.
Truesies. Okay. Okay, I get that. Okay.
Okay, cool. Good. I'm glad you get it. Teleport in. At least somebody does. Casante's here. It's Grigo. But the teleport here, it's Grevthar.
Yeah, they're gonna go for a
remember
brawl
they were
axeman.
teammates? They used to be teammates.
True. Already
Back on the
starting here. There's gonna be
3Gs.
there's a bush of death. Trying to get something going in. 40% on that Drake. Impale gets 3. What a knock up. But they're going to go win with a flank on the side. It's going to be Grevthar. And it's going to get knocked up as well. The Drake is still standing. First one to get taken is Bronzy. Now on to Grevthar. 3 members rush. And that's going to be killing spree for Smiley. They're pushing in on the Drake. And that's going to be as easy of a clean Dragon Soul as I've seen.
It really is. Everybody else is going to have to walk there. Lilico gets a teleport. But they got Cloud Soul, folks. Walking is what they do best. He'll take the inhib. This may well be the end of this game. So
They go zoom. They go zoom. And they are proceeding to go zoom. They don't have shockwave, but they don't need it. Now the damage rains on the tower because their own hit Ashe can do just that. Aegis is going to get taken. Next is going to be FNB. And the Nexus is going to follow VKS with that first win against Red Cannons on the split.
Oh, man, I predicted red, but I just love seeing the teams win. These two are discussing. Yeah, and then we take the Nexus, and then we win the game. Like that, but love a good VKS victory. Really cool team for them to win. You see the fans are pretty excited about it too. And cool stuff here. Love that for Smiley. Get a good shot at him. Incredible game from him there. It looked like Grevthar and Bronzy, the front line was just totally ineffective for them. Grevthar was on the flank. He hit a good charm onto Smiley to start that fight off. Thought it might be good, but everybody just kind of turned back onto Grevthar, caught him out quickly. Somebody else was solo killing Bronzy on the opposite side of that fight. I didn't end up seeing who because I was watching the Ari flank, but yeah, they got the team fight victory and teleporting to the base end of the game. Very close game though.
It was practically even for most of it. But when you have a team that understands win conditions, they see one and they run for it, not just metaphorically but also physically because of that soul. You said they were running as fast as they could. I really like how they managed to at least make us see the Ashe working at the end, because that amount of attack speed, that amount of on-hit power to take towers is just disgusting.
Yeah, that part was pretty cool. Taking the objectives was also pretty cool there with the Ashe, so maybe won us over a little bit there. But that's all 5 games for us, folks. We had all of them for you today. A lot of fun with round 1. Soph, I had a lot of fun casting with you.
Oh, me too, as always. If we have a graphic for the games of tomorrow, we're going to put it here. If we don't, we can just talk about it. But tomorrow, we are going to have Puck and RMC bringing you the action just like we did today, the full 5 games. And you're going to have Furia Los, Kaboom VKS, Pain Gaming Fluxo, INTZ Liberty, and Red Loud as the wrap-up of the day. I would say Red Loud is the one I'm most excited for. What are you guys thinking? Us here, we really need a break and we really need to rest, but I hope that you guys enjoyed it as much as we did casting and producing it. Thank you, Axman. Thank you, Rose, and everybody watching us today. We will see you tomorrow for more CBLOL English Week 1, Day 2. I'll see you then.